help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing Modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the Modern difference.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
In terms of a picture postcard weather for homecoming 2024 with Kyrie Walker, I'm Taylor Durham. Third meeting all time. First ever visit by the Campbells to the north end of campus and Road Stadium. Quickly down to the sideline we go. And Hannah, we mentioned it in the open. Phoenix returned from Hampton, worse for the wear. You take the opening night defensive depth chart at Duke. 6 of the 11 starters not dressed out for this afternoon and homecoming, but the head coach visited with you earlier this week, and the Phoenix certainly know they're one snap, maybe one drive from finding that confidence push and getting back on the right side of the win-loss ledger.
Yeah, Taylor, the Phoenix, plagued with injuries, are down 6 or 7 starters on the defensive side. I had the chance to talk to head coach Tony Trisciani earlier this week, and he said the message has been about being 1-0 and being process-driven. He said we have to play right in practice to do well, and that means playing up to our standard. It doesn't matter what our record says. And a quick note for Campbell today, with the Phoenix preparing for 2 quarterbacks, Chad Masco is out with an injury today, so the team's leading rusher Mike Chandler will be the starting quarterback and leading the way for the Camels. So head coach Tony Trisciani wants to get out to a fast start, be explosive on offense, and play with a little bit more freedom today, guys.
Hannah, thanks so much. With Kyrie Walker, I'm Taylor Durham. All right, let's kind of go back and unpack Hannah's sideline report in a couple of different ways. First and foremost, Phoenix almost got there last Saturday. They take the lead 21-20, did a great job fighting back after being down 10. Right now, though, it feels like one confident moment needs to lead to a second confident moment and a third moment.
I mean, TD, I think you said it perfectly there. We have seen confident moments in each game that we watched of the Phoenix of the season. But I think one of the big things for the Phoenix is just maintaining that throughout. They get a lead or do have a really big play, a really good momentum shift type of moment, and then they don't capitalize on it. And then they let the other team kind of back in, and then that team just takes advantage, and they ultimately win the game. So looking at the record, 2-6, that's not ideal. I think the biggest thing for me, 0-3 at home. They need to get a win at home to get this crowd something positive to talk about, because it's been a rough home slate so far.
Chad Masco does not go this afternoon. That means for the Campbell, 1,600 yards and 12 touchdowns off the board. Kyrie, 8 games in. Rarely do you see a quarterback as the leading rusher for a ball club. You have a sense Braxton Harris may try to do some of the things offensively that gave the Phoenix fits last Saturday.
I mean, TD, if you just watch any running quarterback that we have seen over the last couple of years, they've had a pretty decent day and pretty good strategies against the Phoenix defense. So obviously, not being that concerned about it, especially considering, the quarterback situation, not having Masco, understanding this may be a better fit for the Campbell offense with going with Chandler and allowing him to do what he's capable of doing, looking at the success both running quarterbacks had last week against the Pirates.
Phoenix have already made their way onto the field as you get a look at Mike Chandler, the former starter at Lamar, the 5th-year senior from out of Converse, Texas. And Jake Marion, the native from out of Winston-Salem, will boot it away. Phoenix are 2-0 all-time in the series in ball games that have been decided by a grand total of 5 points, 24-23 in September of 21. And we don't need to remind you about last year, 28-24, as the Phoenix able to survive Haj Malik Williams, who has gone to the Strip in Las Vegas for the UNLV Rebels. Marion's ball is in the air, and away we go for homecoming 2024. The Camels will bring it out across the 25, and then finally upended is V.J. Wilkins, who had a 19-plus yard return average when the afternoon got started, and so Mike Chandler and the Campbell offense will be given a pretty good starting spot. First down and 10, and they will spot it at the 28-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you right now, it's a new defensive look, but the same defensive expectations, because I'll tell you, if you're on the field right now, that means you have some trust. And Coach knows losing some of those starters hurt, but the expectation is still the same. You're going to play fast, play physical, and play with discipline. That's what the Phoenix need today.
Let's get you the keys to the ball game as you'll see them on the screen. For Campbell, they'd like to be able to stay balanced in the run and pass. Sometimes Chandler can lean more toward the run. The Phoenix would like to stay away, and it's a very simple statement from impactful yellow flags.
Absolutely, and I mean, we've seen them, and it's been very frustrating as a fan, as a player, as a coach, when those yellow flags have happened for a defense that has been so salty. They have played phenomenal, dominant defense at times, but have given opportunities to their opponents. Can't do that today.
Incomplete pass to V.J. Wilkins on 1st and 10. Chandler will zip it out once again. Pass is caught by Wilkins. He'll be bumped out of bounds at the 35-yard line, so a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 4 for Campbell.
I think the strategy just to get Chandler into the game, some quick out passes, not to necessarily put a lot of pressure on the defense, but just get him into the flow so they can open up some things potentially in the run game, give him some space to see if this Elon defense in front will stay disciplined and stay in their gaps.
43% of the season, Phoenix defense at 34% on 3rd down. Pressure up the middle, they'll zip one out. Pass is caught, and coming up to make the grab that time is Randall King.
Got some yellow
But we've got yellow flags on the field, and this officiating crew skippered by Henry Wimberg.
Oh, wow.
3rd down.
An eligible receiver downfield is the call. We've not been given the numerals just yet, but the 5-yard penalty will repeat 3rd down. So the ball club that comes in the most penalized team in the CAA, 75 penalties on the year, through 8 ball games for over 700 yards, as their first 3rd down opportunity wiped off the board.
Elon going to their speed package here to try to get the guys where they need to be, but especially with 3 down front, they have to be careful here, because if one person gets moved out of place, that creates a rush lane, and allows Chandler to do what he does best and try to get to the 1st down.
2 wides to each side, including Brandon Fights and Randall King, the bottom of your screen. Chandler flushed out, now simply will tuck it and go. It is able to get back to the line of scrimmage, but that is it. Caleb Curtin closing, and Kamari Brown as well on the stop, but the Phoenix forced the early 3 and out, and they'll force the Campbell punt.
I mean, that's a pretty good job by the defensive line, but once again, you got to be careful in those situations when you work an inside move, because what's going to happen with the quarterback, he's going to step outside. But outstanding job outside contained there by Caleb Curtin, but great job by Kamari getting there where he needs to be, being fast, being physical at the point of attack, getting him down. That's a good start for the Elon offense, or defense, I'm sorry.
Jack Brady will punt it away, over 41 yards on an average, 41.9 despite only 3 punts of 50 or more on the season. This is a spiraling punt. Bryson Scott will call for the fair catch and then simply make the sliding grab at the Elon 34-yard line. And so that's where the Phoenix will put it in play under the direction of the 7th-year grad student in Matthew Downing, as we get a quick check of our Cox Toyota keys to the ball game in just a moment. Downing will work with Rashawn Baker in the backfield. And you look at the key for the Phoenix, consistency in the run game. Back-to-back week, Kyrie, 200-plus against Albany, and then you know the numbers from last Saturday.
Yep, I mean, Campbell's giving up 210 yards rushing per game. There's no excuse for the run game not to work, considering this, a very, very intense offensive front. I think Coach wants that to happen here today.
Downing, play action, he'll take the deep shot. Got a guy out there, Chandler Brayboy, touchdown Phoenix. What a way to start, 66 yards on the opening snap of the afternoon, and a Phoenix offense that struck quickly last Saturday at times, does so again at number 4, a homecoming start to remember.
I mean, it's just a play action pass. That's been so beautifully ran the last couple of weeks. Chandler Brayboy, understand last homecoming here, he wants to go out with a bang, and that's exactly what they need to get started in this game, get the energy into the stadium a little bit and keep the energy on the sidelines. Great start for the Phoenix.
Luke Barnes, who has not attempted a field goal, on to attempt the 4th extra point of the season. Snap, spot, kick is away, and good. 7th touchdown pass of the year. Brave Boys caught more than half. His 4th touchdown catch, and the Phoenix jump out to the early 7-0 lead. Back we come to Rhodes Stadium. Homecoming 2024. This is Elon Football on My 48.
Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancecc.edu to learn more.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the Modern difference.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
A ball club that came in having only given up 178 plus yards through the air per ball game gets hit for 66 on the opening snap. Wade Schuler's scoring drive summary, 1 play, 66 yards and 9 seconds. And you see the man from out of Pembroke, North Carolina, and Purnell Sweat, who came into the afternoon 14th best in the country in all-purpose yardage. 66 yards on 1 snap. Not a way to help out that number.
A little bit, and I think what Campbell expected, especially with Elon, knowing that they didn't have the run day that they had last week, is that they were going to come out and try to create a little bit of momentum, but the Phoenix was a little bit of a trickaroo there, going to the air with a great play-action pass, great defense set up by the offensive line, and made a play.
Marion will boot it away. Once again, this is V.J. Wilkins across the 20, and the net by the Phoenix is coming up to make the stop. Tony Hart III, redshirt freshman from out of Baltimore, Maryland, and Campbell pushed back after starting their opening drive at the 28. They'll begin this one to first down and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
I mean, that type of play in that situation, you got to be a missile, and that's exactly what Tony Hart did, and that's how you get him down. You got to have a level of physicality when you're having that at the point of the attack, especially on the kick return. But they have capable kick returners to take something small into big. So great play there, and there's an opportunity for this defense to really keep things going and get back to the offense that's feeling a little confident at the moment.
Mike Chandler 1 for 2 on the opening 3 and out. Handoff going straight up the middle and nowhere to go. Asher Cunningham on the back end of a group that includes Dylan Pardue and others as well. Nick Velos in on the stop.
I'm loving what I'm seeing from Kamari Brown right now. That is textbook technique, sliding with the step, staying with your point of attack, and then going forward. That is what you're supposed to do. That's a veteran move by a true freshman. Love seeing that from 94.
Loss of 2 on the play, make it second down and 12.
Once again, looking at this defense, some new faces, but it seems like they're pretty locked in on the scheme and liking what they're seeing so far.
Chandler will shoot one out, coming to the near side and knocked away. Asher Cunningham there to make the play. V.J. Wilkins, the intended target, and it'll bring up 3rd down and long. Cunningham's a guy who got kind of drafted into duty last Saturday. Came up with 6 stops and has had a couple of moments here in the early going.
Well, I think that's one of the things. Asher Cunningham has a year under his belt. He's the same age or just a little bit younger than Marco Paterno and Brandon Tyson. So he's been watching them, playing under them, learning under them. He's just waiting for his moment. His moment's today. So good play for him. He's going to be needed for this defense.
Campbell trying to avoid the second 3 and out in their opening 2 series, and Chandler gets back to the line of scrimmage, but that is it. Baker comes in there to make the stop. Tony Hart as well. Ishmael Atkins, boy, Kyrie, this is a defensive unit much like their last time in this stadium, flying to the football in the early going.
Absolutely, we're seeing that. We're seeing it loud and clear, and especially when he gets to those 3rd and long sets with the Phoenix go to a 3-down front. That's definitely going to be a 2-way go, but likely Chandler's going to try to find a spot and go. However, the linebackers in this situation need to be disciplined because they're playing on him, and they need to make sure to get him down because if not, he's going to the second level.
Brady's first punt was 32 yards. This one a spiraling punt. Bryson Scott will back up and make the play inside the Phoenix 35-yard line. They'll say at the Elon 33. So about 3 feet of difference between the starting point of the one-play touchdown drive and their second series of the afternoon for Matthew Downing and the Phoenix offense.
I'll tell you right now, there's momentum. This is what we've kind of talked about with the Phoenix, especially with the start. Sometimes they start a little slow, but you can tell defense is fired up, especially with all the pieces they've lost over the last couple of weeks. They've played so well to start. Offense, big play on the first play, and now it's an opportunity to continue to build. You want to kind of take the air out of the sails of Campbell right here, and now you have an opportunity to really get going with your offensive drive.
Cody Hardy in motion across the formation. Downing the handoff, given to Baker. Rashawn's first carry of the afternoon, and he'll simply move the pile forward for a gain of 6. That'll make it 2nd down and 4. By the way, they went back and respotted it. Phoenix started the exact same spot that their opening drive began at their own 34. Baker that time able to move the pile. Campbell's trying to, it appears, tackle going up top, and you've told me before, that's not the ideal place to start the run defense.
That ain't the way, Chief. That's not going to be a level of success if they're going to go up top against Rashawn Baker because he eats those for breakfast. You got to make sure you're staying low, good base, and get him down. If not, he's going to keep trucking.
Play action. Downing will zip one out. Pass is caught. That's Dieke. Onwalt will take it into Campbell territory at the 48-yard line. Gain on the play will be of 12 and make it a 1st down and 10. Down to the Elon sideline we go. Hannah, 1 play, 66 yards. Quick strike on the offensive end for Elon to grab the early 7-0 lead.
Well, guys, after that opening drive, head coach Tony Trisciani emphasized to me this week about the importance of getting off to a fast start. They have fast start periods in practice where they come right out of flex and get into situational football, whether it's 2-point plays or red zone plays, in a way to help his guys get off to a fast start. And what better way than to do that than give the ball to the glue of the receivers room in Chandler Brayboy, who the team feels more comfortable when he's out in the field, guys.
Hannah, thanks so much. Baker on the carry. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard on the play. And that'll make it 2nd down and 9. Just 5 minutes gone by. Homecoming 2024. Thrilled to be with Dr. Kyrie Walker and Hannah Brady. Phoenix back in Rhodes Stadium after 2 straight weeks on the road. The win over Albany and the loss last Saturday to Hampton.
I'm going to want to get back to that play because Timothy Hogan took the defensive tackle to places he did not want to go. That level of physicality for the O-line right now is strong. Good to see.
Downing zips one out. Dieke cannot make the grab. Had it in his hands, just had it slip through. Kevin Bailey, grad student from out of Conyers, Georgia, who's got 4 pass breakups on the year, knocks it away. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. Let's call it 3rd and 10 for the Phoenix on the offensive end.
TD, these are the moments that we kind of talk about with this offense. You know, a big play to kind of get started. You got to sustain drive. You got to keep that momentum. This is a good opportunity, you know, to kind of exercise some of the demons that they've had with 3rd and long situations, but they need to continue to build drives, and this would be a great opportunity to really work on it.
27 for 100 on 3rd downs on the season. Downing, straight drop. Here comes pressure. Zips one out. And Dieke cannot bring it in. And once again, Bailey there to be the guy in coverage who will knock it away. And so after the 1st down opportunity, the Phoenix will be forced to put it away on their 2nd series of the afternoon, and that means our first look at the national leader in punt average in Jeff Yerk. CAA Special Teams Player of the Week. Almost 49 yards of average. And he will simply send one end over end. It will hit at the 1. Phoenix are able to make the save and get down there and touch it up, and indeed they are. Inside the 2, down to the 1. The guy that does the honors for the Phoenix is Jonathan Robinson. Back we come to Road Stadium. This is Elon Football.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly, McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli. Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancecc.edu to learn more.
9:16 left to play in the opening quarter. Jonathan Robinson does the honors. The redshirt junior from out of Jacksonville, Florida. There you look at the young man from out of Southern Pines and Pinecrest High School. Thought it was interesting. Monday during our lunch visits, the head coach spoke about the maturity and the development of Jeff Yerk.
I mean, obviously, we missed Yerk last year, went to Pitt. He bet on himself, and he's back. And it takes a lot to kind of have that situation. It's good to have him.
Mike Chandler slings it out of the back of the end zone, intended for Randall King. Quavius also Brooks in coverage. Are you shocked they haven't tried to go to the neighborhood of Sincere Brown yet?
I think they know that the Phoenix have game plan for Sincere Brown, so they don't want to force it yet. They want to kind of open it up to kind of give a few different looks, so the Phoenix have to be ready for a variety of options, not just Brown. But so far, I think they're going to have to make a move to go to Brown soon, because they're in a position right now that's pretty scary, and the defensive front and linebackers are playing pretty stout ball right now for Phoenix.
Mike Chandler, play action. He'll zip one out. Speak of the devil, there's Sincere Brown, and he'll make the catch in territory over the top of Jonathan Robinson and finds his way to the 33-yard line, and just like that, one catch for 32 yards.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the greatness of Sincere Brown and how he's played. Phoenix are going to trust the DBs to go one-on-one there, but Jonathan Robinson cannot let Sincere Brown get a step. He lets him get a step on him. That young man is very, very talented, and he's going to win that battle more times than not. So the Phoenix got to be careful there, because once Brown gets going, he's very streaky. They'll continue to get him the ball. 5
catches for 150 yards, 2 touchdowns last week in the win against the Aggies. Give going up the middle in the run game. It is J.J. Cowan, freshman from out of Irwin and Triton High School. Gain of 1 on the play will make it 2nd and 9.
But outside of that play to Brown, the defense has been pretty stout so far. That has been a little bit of a surprise considering the new faces, but they're playing hard, playing fast.
Chandler rolls the pocket, coming to the bottom of your screen. He'll check it down, and catch is made. That is Cowan making the grab. And run out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Gain of 5 on the play. That'll make it 3rd down and 4.
And TD, that play is one of the things that's not going to be showing up on the stat sheet, but that's a great job by Josh Johnson right there, putting his foot in the ground and turning and running. Because if he's not hustling like that, then all of a sudden there's an opportunity for Chandler to just go and pick up additional yards and get the first. So great job by Josh Johnson getting to the ball and hustling.
Chandler so far had a hand in 8 of the 10 Campbell snaps. He'll scramble, go into the top of your screen, flushed out of the pocket, and he'll simply airmail one into the far sideline amongst the Campbell white tops and orange breeches. Phoenix starting to get pressure, much like last Saturday when you talked about the work against Zealous and Mace. They're not wrapping up yet, but they're forcing decisions and forcing guys to go to places.
And there, I want to give a lot of credit there for Kasim Moore. Working a pass rush, fell to his knee in that situation. Then he worked inside it. You can tell Coach probably yelled at him all week in practice. Get back outside. You have to keep contained against a quarterback like this, because if no one's there, once again, puts his foot in the ground, he's running for the first down marker. So the defense is playing discipline right now, but they're going to have to continue to do that because Chandler just needs one opportunity, and he's going to break one.
Former Florida Gator on for his 3rd punt of the afternoon, a spiraling punt that will hit at the Elon 30. It'll take a Phoenix bounce and then be touched up at the 37 with the help of special teams coordinator Milo Austin, who simply stood at the 37 when it was Cornelius Davis, the sophomore from Neptune Beach, Florida, who had it banged off of his shin. Yes. Coach Austin just simply wanted to point it right out. It goes right there.
That's what he does. Coach Austin's always aware of the situation, making sure everyone's locked in and knows where the ball needs to be. So, once again, 3rd drive here for the Phoenix. A great first drive, kind of stalled 2nd drive. But just considering how their defense is playing, they want to make sure they're doing what they're doing. But I think it's key to get first down yardage to get where they need to be.
We'll show you the Phoenix offensive line in action right after this snap. As Matthew Downing ready to go, working with Rashawn Baker. They'll run the reverse to Brayboy to the top of your screen. Chandler's got the seam and gets tripped up at the midfield stripe. Kyrie, I'm going to tell you right now, JoJo Pace, the Long Beach, California native, is the guy that keeps another 6 off the board.
TD, but what I like right here is watch number 69 there, and that's actually Braden Walker. That is a redshirt freshman taking a grown man in places he doesn't want to go. You don't want to go to, ride the roller coaster, then that's what happens. And then here, outstanding play by the safety in making the tackle, because if he does not get Chandler Brayboy, that is 6 for the Phoenix.
6'2", 297 pounds of a redshirt freshman from out of Culpeper. This is Baker. Rashawn dancing to the midfield stripe, and it is simply knocked down. Is coming up to make the tackle. That time is Amari Wilson, as well as Raymond Macias, redshirt freshman from out of California.
I have to give it to Campbell so far, and just some of the run plays, especially going up the middle. Their defensive front is trying to be as stout as possible. So the Phoenix have to get for that battle because they need that interior running game and really to get Rashawn Baker going.
Downing's 2 for 4 on the afternoon in the early going. 78 yards to his credit. He'll zip one out, incomplete, landing right at the feet of Brayboy, Ethan Corshi, grad student from out of Snellville, Georgia, in the neighborhood on Downing. It'll make it 3rd down and 10.
Well, Matthew has to be careful in those type of situations because he's kind of throwing off his back foot. It's not the mechanics that he knows, especially to make sure he gets the ball there. Because once again, we're looking at a 3rd and long situation. Phoenix hasn't been great on 3rd downs to begin with, but to put themselves in 3rd and 10, that's not where they want to be as an offense.
Neither ball club yet to come up and roll the dice on a 3rd down. 0 for 4 combined. Elon 0 for 1 on their only opportunity. Brayboy to the slot, bottom of your screen. Snap, Downing, straight drop, zips one out. Chandler will make the catch. It is inside the 45 to the 43, maybe 42. It looks like it's going to be about 2 yards short, but I believe the man from Alpharetta is going to campaign and get the opportunity to go for it on 4th down.
This is a message to the offensive line. A team that's given up 210 yards rushing. You have a lot of experience out there on the ball. They need to get up, fire off, and ensure that Rashawn Baker, who moves his feet and legs as better as anybody, can get the 2 that he needs for first.
Phoenix are 7 for 14 on the year in 4th down opportunities, first of the day. Snap, Downing, straight drop. Here comes pressure. Zips one out, pass caught. Zymir Winston and he'll scamper out of bounds at the Campbell 26-yard line. Needs 2, winds up getting 16, and the guy from South Garner gets his first catch.
Well, a lot of credit there to offensive coordinator Drew Fulmer, because I guarantee you Campbell, just like I thought was going to go run game there in that situation, but outstanding pass. Great job by Zymer Winston creating enough space, getting where he needs to be, and just getting out of bounds, continuing the drive. That's what the Phoenix have been lacking, but that's what they needed and got in that situation.
First time we've seen the guy from Weddington High School, Landon Bakey, in the ball game. He's with Brayboy at the top of your screen. Down in play action, zips one out, and Brayboy makes the grab down to the 20-yard line. Gain a 6 on the play. That'll make it 2nd and 4. Yeah. For people just joining us, explain how different it is 2nd and 4 to 2nd and 9.
It's such a big difference, because 2nd and 4 you have the whole playbook, right? And then when you get to 2nd and 9 in those situations, your goal is just to get a little bit something closer to the sticks. But 2nd and 4, you feel comfortable in a 3rd and medium type of situation. It's a little bit more panic, a little bit more pass heavy, and try to get to the 6th and 2nd and 9. So the Phoenix have to continue to build a drive, just like right now. They have their whole playbook at their disposal if they want to use it in order to get to the first down.
First time the Phoenix have shown trips on the afternoon. Give will be to Baker. Rashawn spinning away, pinballing off guys inside the 10-yard line, down to the 8. Gain of 12 will be enough when 4 was needed for the new set of downs.
But TD, in those situations, just like we talked about, 2nd and 4 in that situation, you can go run game, and you just allow the physicality of the offensive line working to the 2nd level, and then the athleticism of Rashawn Baker, great spin move, getting where he needs to be. This is what the Phoenix have been capable of when they get solid first down yardage. They're allowed to the whole playbook because they have to keep the defense honest and not necessarily knowing what to expect. So that's going to be something we see as we go forward.
Just the 21st red zone opportunity on the year for Elon on the offensive end. First down and goal, snap given to Baker. Rashawn looking for the pylon on the far side in his hand. Touchdown Phoenix. Rashawn Baker's 4th touchdown of the season. And just like that, Elon comes up with 6 on 2 of their first 3 offensive drives. And Elon moves it to a 13-point lead.
I mean, a lot of credit there for Rashawn Baker. Kind of went to the initial gap where the ball was. Didn't necessarily like what he saw, but saw Cody Hardy had enough contact on the cornerback in order to create that edge for him. And that's a touchdown for the Phoenix. So we're seeing a little bit of the throw game, but the run game has been pretty stout as well so far. So this is the type of start they needed, and that's what they have so far.
Hoffman the snap, Yerk the hold, and the former Grimsley Whirly bangs it through. And Luke Barnes and Elon will move it to a 14-point advantage. Boy, we'll get you the scoring drive summary here in just a moment. As you look at it on your screen, 63 yards and 8 plays, 4 minutes and 1 second off the clock in the rushing touchdown by Rashawn Baker. Quick reminder, scoring drive summary presented to you by our friends at Gibsonville at Wade's Jewelers, also located at the beach in Southport. It should not be stressful to celebrate life's big moments. Let Wade's make it easy. First quarter homecoming 2024. Not only Phoenix football back in town, but just about 48 hours away from the start of the Elon basketball season for both head coach Charlotte Smith and head coach Billy Taylor. We'll visit with the leader of the Phoenix women's program at the end of the first quarter. And the head coach of the Phoenix men will open in Chapel Hill at the Smith Center late on Monday night. Joins Hannah Brady at the half. Jake Marion will boot it away, and Campbell will have another opportunity on a kick return. Coming to the near side on the Campbell return game is Ben Tate, and he will be run out of bounds. Let's wait and see where they will spot it. I believe 32-yard line, so a 32-yard gain on the return and 2 penalty flags on the play. Henry Wimberg will stand in and let us know what the infractions are. They are standing with the ball at the 30-yard line. They have not yet placed it. Early indicators it's against the Phoenix.
Late hit out of bounds. Number 32 on the kick. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Northern Guilford product, Greensboro native Ishmael Atkins whistled for the penalty. And simply put, and tated. Kyrie a step, maybe a step and a half out of bounds before Atkins leveled it.
Listen, compared to some of the other penalties the Phoenix have had, unsportsmanlike, I think coach is going to deal with that one because that's just running, going full speed. I mean, obviously you don't want the penalty in any way, shape, or form, but just trying to make sure the guy's getting down.
Best field position of the afternoon for Campbell, and Chandler will open up, whips it out to V.J. Wilkins, and they will spot the forward progress for a gain of 11 into Elon territory at the Phoenix 44-yard line. And so make it first down and 10.
One of the big things for Campbell right now is that they want to get on the scoreboard. They understand 14-0, especially in the first quarter. They need to get into a rhythm here, and I think that first down pass, kind of throwing things out of the window and just kind of starting fresh and looking at it from just trying to get Elon off balance, that works for them. That's something they're going to have to do as they go forward.
Chandler came into the afternoon just 23 for 40 on the season in terms of the throw game, as the Camels will put it on the run game on the first down, and an injury timeout on the field. And the Phoenix, who were certainly the definition of banged up last Saturday, will get their sports medicine team out on the field for the first time on the afternoon. Caleb Curtin appears to be the injured Phoenix, and the guy from out of Greensboro will simply hop up and be helped off, or excuse me, will simply help himself off, jogging off the field. That is good to see.
Yeah.
The CAA preseason defensive player of the year leave under his own power.
Yeah, and I still think the medical staff for Elon is going to do a thorough examination, make sure he's good to go, make sure all the boxes are checked in that type of situation, but just looking at how fast that collision happened, that's one of the scary components of football. But as you can tell, Caleb kept his head up in that situation and made contact to the lower body. Scary play, but good to see him bounce off of his own power.
Mark Biggins with his first carry of the afternoon. Now Chandler will play action into Biggins, throws it deep, pass is caught, making the grab is Randall King, and touchdown. Over the top of Jonathan Robinson, the second big pass game play, Sincere Brown's earlier catch, and now King makes the catch down the near sideline, and just like that, two ball clubs that have played a little bit of quick strike on the offensive end for a touchdown drive each in the quarter. Campbell's got it to within 8, and the extra point to cut it to a 7-point Elon lead.
Well, Jonathan Robinson was hand fighting, but even when he caught the ball, it just seemed like he didn't think he had it. He has to make sure, got a block in.
Yep, kick has been blocked, ball is loose, and now it's Ishmael Atkins down the far sideline. Nobody's going to get Atkins. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. The score for 2, and what would have been the extra point winds up getting doubled up by the Phoenix special team.
I mean, that's just a great job. Heads up play there by Atkins, grabbing it, and utilizing his speed to get from zone 1 to zone 2 there. I mean, that's a big time 2 points that could be huge down the road. But those are the type of plays that the Phoenix haven't necessarily had this season. Great opportunity for him, and I mean, it's 16-6 now.
You and I have talked often throughout the year, just needing a moment, needing something to happen that you can build off of. How much does it help? Feels a little bit like Albany 2 weeks back.
Yeah.
Great Danes got the early touchdown run. Brave Boys kickoff return kind of reset everything. Feels like that may have just happened here.
Absolutely, and I mean, you got an outstanding block there, and it looks like by Sinquavis also Brooks. I mean, it was a high snap, so it was kind of a panic kind of situation, and then a low kick that just set it up really well for the Phoenix, and a way to just be aware by Atkins playing the ball and then getting that block by also Brooks. It was just his speed versus the speed of Campbell, and he won that battle. So big 2 for the Phoenix, and then they get the ball.
They have yet to change over the scoreboard. Now they have. As what would have been 7 is now 10, and the added benefit, as Kyrie mentioned, is that you'll get an opportunity at your 4th offensive trip in the quarter. By the way, speaking of 4th offensive trip, hard to believe, just 12 minutes gone by, this getting ready to be the 8th offensive series between these two teams.
We're still 2 minutes in the first quarter. So, we've seen a little bit of everything with Elon football so far this year. So this has just been one of those games that kind of adds to it. But, I mean, just a big play there. Those are the plays that the Phoenix have needed this season. Haven't necessarily had them, but getting them today and just to provide the spark that's necessary.
Riley Sullivan will boot it deep. It will land amongst the block letters in the end zone. at the south end of Road Stadium, and so the Phoenix will bring it out first down and 10 from their own 25-yard line. 147 yards for the Phoenix so far on the afternoon. 108 through the air. Campbell has got 102. Only 5 of the 102 on the ground. Mike Chandler 5 for 9, 97 yards. In case you're late joining us, Masco unavailable to go after being dinged up last week at home in the homecoming win against North Carolina A&T. Snap on first down. Give going to the left side of the Phoenix offensive line. And on the carry is Julian Bumper. First time we've seen Bumper on the afternoon. He'll be given a gain of 2, make it second down and 8.
And, you know, that's a little bit different from the mesh that we've seen from Elon on the run game. That's giving the ball to Bumper and just allowing him to kind of utilize his speed, get to the outside. So one thing I think the offensive line has to do, because as Campbell is settled in, they're getting a little bit more pressure. They have to make sure they're getting them backwards, because they're kind of clogging up those lanes and not allowing Elon to do what they want from a run front. However, empty backfield here for the Phoenix, and a lot of open plays at their disposal with their playmakers where they need them to be.
Yep, Downing's 5 for 8. Cody Hardy in the slot to the bottom of your screen, the tight end. Matthews zips one out, pass caught, and making the grab is McMillan. Keenaz McMillan, redshirt freshman from out of R.J. Reynolds in Winston-Salem.
I do not dislike that play call at all, because it just allows them to have more of a third and manageable, as we talked about, right? Rather than that incompletion, and then you're looking at 37, 3rd and 8. Now you're looking at 3rd and 2, and you have a lot of options. And if Matthew doesn't like what he sees, he can just utilize his legs a little bit to get to the first down. So the Phoenix has to just make sure to keep him clean, and if it's not there, he's just kind of protecting the ball and getting to the first down marker.
Magazoo now the tight end. He's in the slot to the top of your screen on 3rd and short. Downey the long snap count. He'll bring Dieke in motion and now whistles, and I believe delay of game is the call, or the Phoenix are able to get the timeout called.
Elon.
And indeed they will. 1:08 left to play in the opening quarter. And the Phoenix in front by the unusual count of 16-6. Quick reminder, you've heard from her throughout our opening quarter, but throughout the 2024 football season, Hampton Farms proud to present the sideline reports throughout each broadcast. Hampton Farms, America's #1 brand of in-shell peanuts, located right here in the Old North State.
What a first quarter team.
I mean, 30 snaps, 257 yards between these two ball clubs, who came in on the year. Campbell averaging just under 370 a contest. Elon averaging just under 300 a contest.
Yeah, we've seen it all, and it's only the first quarter, and I'm excited to see what else we see. But I think the Phoenix offense here, just getting that first down and extending this drive, I mean, once again, that's what they've needed the last couple weeks, and it hasn't happened. This could be a good opportunity for them here.
Downing, straight drop, he'll zip one out. Brayboy the catch. Chandler then the spin move, trying to work away from a Campbell defender and cannot get into the midfield stripe, but certainly enough for the first down. Needs 2, rings up 15 on the play.
I mean, if we're looking right now, Chandler Brayboy's running wild. I mean, he has 5 targets, 4 catches, and you know, as you know, going into it, Matthew Downing, that's his guy. And they're going to leave him open and give him that much space. He's going to keep giving him the ball.
Jackson and Bailey on the tackle. This is Bumper with it. Julian into Campbell territory, but hold the phone. Penalty flag is thrown. We told you earlier the Campbell propensity not only for penalty flags on themselves, but penalty flags
number 64.
on their opposition.
First down.
And the left tackle, Kevin Burkett, who this afternoon makes his 41st straight start, is whistled for the holding call.
It's just one of those moments as an offensive lineman, that internal clock in your head has to go off. So Kevin Burkett in that situation, I mean, he does a great job hitting the initial set. He has a good base, good block, but then you got to let go. You got to let go right there. He kept the hold. He's twisting the body. You know, as a defensive lineman, you're never going to expect to get the holding call, but in that situation, made it pretty easy, especially when you twist. It's going to be called usually, but we would like to think so.
You would imagine this may very well be the final play of the opening quarter. Downing rolls the pocket, going to the top of your screen. He'll zip one out. Pass is incomplete. Pressure being provided up the middle by Amari Wilson, the redshirt freshman from out of Jacksonville, Florida. And so we'll keep it right here off of the incomplete. 17 seconds left in the opening quarter.
And what I appreciate there from Matthew Downing is that earlier in the season, he's going to try to force that where it doesn't necessarily needs to be. And in that situation, he's taking a hit that you don't necessarily want, but at the same time, he's just throwing the ball away. Gives his offense another opportunity to try to make a play. Yes, it is second and long, but you don't want to give a turnover and get the momentum back to the Camels.
6 sacks last week by Hampton. So far, the Phoenix have been cleaned on the offensive line. Downing loads up to end the quarter. Chandler Brayboy, the intended receiver down the far sideline. It is knocked away by Malik Willis, and it will force the 4th down for the Phoenix.
Yep, we got 9. I mean, just looking at that situation, that's a tough play there by Chandler trying to come down with it, but that's just a good play by Campbell. Campbell, they knew that they were coming in that situation, especially with 2 DBs back there, and they know 4 is going to be someone that they have to watch. So Matthew has to look at his other options. That's Dieke. That's looking at Jamarian Dalton. That's looking at Cody Hardy. He has to kind of get off of that read because Campbell's sitting on it now.
My apologies, I said 4th down, make it 3rd down and long, and Julian Bumper will get us to 4th down with the carry to the 46-yard line, gain of 8. That'll make it 4th and 12, and it will send us to the end of the first quarter. Phoenix in front by 10, 16-6. Chandler Brightboy and Rashawn Baker have gotten the touchdowns on the board. This is Homecoming 2024. Got it.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the modern difference.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Second quarter just about ready to get started. Phoenix up 16-6. We mentioned it earlier. Basketball season begins in earnest on Monday night, especially across the way inside Schar Center for the guest who joins Hannah Brady on the Elon sideline. Hannah?
Yeah, Taylor, I'm here with Charlotte Smith, the head women's basketball coach for the Phoenix. Now, Coach, you had your first exhibition game against Winston-Salem State. What did you like out of your team?
I love the energy. We want to be an up-tempo, fast-breaking team, and so we got a lot of transition points, and it was the first time that we've scored 70-plus points in a long time.
Wow, that's amazing. And also, this is your 14th season at the helm of this program. What's different about this team than other groups that you've coached?
Well, we're healthy this year. You know, for the last 2 years, we've had a lot of injuries, so we're super excited to have Raven Preston back, Cameron Doty, so that adds a wealth of experience back to our roster.
Now, you open up your season opener here at home versus High Point. How's the morale in the locker room? How's the excitement of your team?
There's a lot of excitement about this upcoming season. I think they've seen the promise of what this team can be, and we believe that we're destined for greatness this season.
Well, what can the Phoenix fans expect from your team and expect this season?
Well, you can expect an exciting brand of basketball. We need your support. We play on Monday at 6 o'clock against High Point, and you won't know unless you're there.
There you have it, so you better be there. That is Charlotte Smith, the head women's basketball coach for the Phoenix. Thanks so much for spending a few moments with me.
Thank you, and go Phoenix.
Taylor.
Hannah, thanks so much. Chandler incomplete on the opening snap of the quarter, then he'll send one out. Sincere Brown makes the grab. He's able to find his way to positive territory at the 19-yard line. Gain of 4 will bring up 3rd down and 6.
Yep. Phoenix right now, a great opportunity. I mean, just the hustle to the ball is something that was a little bit lacking against Hampton last week. But these guys are getting there because they understand the playmakers that Campbell has, and they know they got to wrap up and kind of gang tackle in those situations because this group and arm tackle is not going to be really effective. So big 3rd down here for the Camels.
A collective 1 for 7 in 3rd down opportunities in the opening quarter. Campbell looking for their first 0 for 3 in the opening 15 minutes. Chandler 6 for 11 in the early going. Straight drop. Here comes pressure. Phoenix giving chase. Chandler will tuck and go. Has got the first down. Simply stretches out. Well, wait a second.
I think he's a little short.
Line to get to was the 26, and based on where the spot is, it's the 25-yard line. We saw Mike Chandler do what we've seen so many quarterbacks do, try to extend the ball out over the line, but this CAA crew will simply move him back to the 25, and the Phoenix will force their 3rd 3 and out in the opening half. And the guy who's been awfully busy, the Florida Gator transfer, Jack Brady, on to boot it away. Now all of a sudden a stoppage in play.
Are we going to will it be a challenge?
The spot of out of bounds on the previous play is under further review.
So the previous play will be under review. We will keep it right here. Gives us an opportunity to let you know Henry Winberg, your referee, Trevor Jones, your umpire, Eugene Higgins, your head linesman, Adam Simo, your line judge, Brian Ferguson, the side judge, Daniel Foreman, the field judge, Justin Fortier, the back judge, and Warren Gillis is in charge of your replays this afternoon. A crew that came in having thrown the least amount of penalty flags as a crew in CAA play. So far, 2 ball clubs that came into the afternoon with a collective 121 flags between them in 8 games have accounted for just 3. Did you get a look at the replay?
Well, I think it's a little short, especially with that toe being on the line in that situation. But I think it's interesting, like you just said, TD, and talking about the number of flags that they throw. It's interesting, right? Because if you watch a game and there's too many penalties, there's frustration. But if there's not enough, people are going to assume that there's some that are missing. So looking at trying to find that medium, you don't want to interrupt the flow of the game with penalties. But, it's just, people are going to complain regardless. But it's been fun to kind of watch this crew, especially considering you can always kind of throw something, allowing them to play. However, you're talking about 2 teams that the flags have not necessarily been hidden from. So I think they're trying to find that balance of allowing them to play. Only 3 penalties so far, 30 yards total. 1 penalty for Campbell, 2 for Elon, including a personal foul. So they're letting them play, and it seems like it's been a pretty clean product so far. But yeah, it's just interesting, a dynamic for this crew, kind of having that reputation and having it work, because obviously you get to have a little bit more freedom in how you play.
Between the 2 of us, this is a little bit longer review than I thought it was going to be after seeing the first camera angle. Mr. Winberg, your thoughts?
After further review, the ball was at the 26-yard line when the runner went out of bounds. Therefore, it's a 1st down.
Listen, let's be clear. I am almost always wrong. I'm about 85% incorrect on any of these reviews. We don't even do reviews at home. But he clearly saw something I didn't see in our review. Great job by Sport Vision giving us the shot. I just felt like when your toe is out of bounds, where the ball is, clearly they had something I didn't know.
Mike Chandler has the presence of mind, though, to extend it out before getting his toe on the sideline. So Campbell with their first 3rd down opportunity of the afternoon will extend the drive out. What would have been the third 3 and out, and Chandler unloads incomplete. Intended receiver is V.J. Wilkins, native of Pofftown, North Carolina, in the Winston-Salem Metro.
Well, I'll tell you right now, TD, especially with what we're seeing with Chandler, you know, they're not going for the deep home run threat. They're trying to have some routes that crosses his face. And I'll tell you right now, Chandler's spinning the ball. He's throwing a pretty good ball, obviously a little bit too high there. But one thing that the Phoenix did a pretty bad job of on the third down is just making sure you're keeping contained. If he has the opportunity with his legs to make plays.
Snap given to Cowan, and J.J. Cowan will find his way to the 30-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. So make it third down and 6 before the stop can be made. Coming up to make the tackle, Paris Lowry. We mentioned earlier the number 6 of 11 starters from opening night unavailable on the defensive end, make it 5 of 11. The guy, the fourth-year junior from out of Lynchburg, South Carolina, would be a guy that was in the starting lineup at Wallace Wade.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, with this Elon defensive front, they have to keep contained like they did in the last third down, because Chandler's going to look like right now he has space.
Chandler loads up, fires, caught. Sincere Brown down the far sideline, and Campbell strikes again. 42 yards on the touchdown catch to Randall King, and this one is a 70-yard opportunity to Sincere Brown. And just like that, Campbell's taken what was 10, got it to 6, point after pending. And what an afternoon for Sincere Brown. 3 catches and 106 yards, his 5th 100-yard game on the season.
I mean, I'll tell you right now, Mike Chandler had a lot of real estate to run as well, but I think he saw the one-on-one matchup. He saw that there was a step on Alston-Brooks, and he took advantage with his big play receiver. Big touchdown there for the Camels.
Snap, spot, kick is away, and Litton will knock it home. And so Campbell will cut the Phoenix lead to 3 at 16-13. And all of a sudden, Kyrie, back-to-back touchdown drives for the Camels. As you turn around and look at the drive summary chart, first 3 series for Campbell, 11 plays, a grand total of 42 yards. Last 2 series, 9 snaps and 140 yards.
Yep. And I think one thing they're going to allow for Chandler to do is they're going to try to put their receivers one-on-one on the Elon defensive backs. I mean, looking at both Jonathan Robinson and Sinquavius Alston-Brooks have kind of lost those one-on-one battles the last 2 drives, and thus that is something that they're going to look at. And rather than telling Chandler to run, they're going to say, hey, look for that one-on-one and just throw the ball up and let your playmakers go make plays. So the Elon defense, especially the DBs, better get ready to play some football, because right now they're showcasing, or the Campbell offense is showcasing, that they're ready for the challenge.
Bray Boy and Dan Frederick back deep. And Litton will line drive one that Frederick will play. The native of Pikeville, North Carolina. Across the 20, the 25-yard line before the stop can be made. And that's where Matthew Downing and the Phoenix offense will put it in play. It's kind of been a mixed bag so far through 4 series on the afternoon. No 3 and outs yet, but touchdowns on drive 1 and 3. And Jeff Yerk punt attempts on drives 2 and 4. I have to tell you that we're superstitious, but welcome to drive 5.
Yeah, we're in drive 5 now, and I think the Phoenix have, you know, they're rolling a little bit from an offensive standpoint, right? Over 150 yards of offense so far in the first quarter, Downing 7 for 12 for 129. Run game getting about 6 yards a carry, so they're getting what they want. However, with this Campbell offense performing how they have the last few drives, they're going to have to need to match their intensity and energy.
Handoff given to Baker. Rashawn trying to run away from the would-be tackler and cannot. As the stop is going to be credited to Raymond Macias, redshirt freshman from out of California.
I think that's just a good play. And you know, the thing about Jabril Williams, before you work up to the second level, buddy, you can't just let him go scot-free. He was not touched, especially with the heads-up alignment. You got to make some contact there, because a defensive lineman that's already in the backfield, when the running back gets the ball, that's going to spell disaster for sure.
50 yards on the afternoon in terms of rushing for the Phoenix. Baker now 6 carries for 27 yards. Downing set, looking. Now Matthew trying to evade and cannot get away from the would-be Campbell defender, who will drop him back at the 22-yard line. A loss of 3 on the sack. But hold the phone. A unsportsmanlike penalty has been assessed against Campbell, and I believe it is Raymond Macias, number 92. It will wipe off the board the Rashawn Carr sack, the native from out of Lawndale, California.
And, you know, as a defensive lineman, especially like Macias on that play, it's incidental. And there was no malice behind that as well, but that is something that there's no longer an incidental face mask, so you got to be careful in that situation. And I think Matthew knew. That's why he just got down and didn't take any unnecessary hits, so first down Phoenix.
Second penalty for 20 yards on the afternoon for Campbell. Downing, play action, zips one out, caught Magazoo. Dillon turns it upfield and then runs through a couple of would-be Camels. That time to take it to the 49-yard line. A gain of 8 on the play. JoJo Pace, fourth-year junior from out of Iowa Wesleyan, almost got run right over the top of.
Listen, Big Papa Magazoo there in that situation, making plays, just turning his body, getting upfield, not dancing a little bit. He understood. He had a few defenders on him, just planning, pivoting, getting back, and that's taking potentially a 2nd and 5 and making it a 2nd and 2. Good play there by 34.
Downey, play action once again to Baker, zips it down once again, and Magazoo makes the catch. This time moving it into Campbell territory, down to the 44-yard line, gain of 7 on the play before the stop can be made. Is coming up to make the tackle, Antonio Sampa, 6'2" linebacker, redshirt junior from out of Woodbridge, Virginia. Magazoo with multiple catches. This is almost your ideal setting right now.
100%. I'm having a great time here. But also, that was not the perfect ball. But great job by Dillon, just staying kind of focused. Ball was behind him, locking in, getting the catch, going to the first down. Those are the security blanket plays that Matthews needed, not necessarily had, but he has tonight, and at least this.
Yep, handoff given to Baker and Rashawn right up the middle. As Carr had the first hit at him. Can't bring him down, and JoJo Pace comes up to make the final stop. How important is it, though, that now that you've got Hardy and Magazoo, you're confident you start with both on one side, wind up with one on each side, and then run the ISO going right up the middle.
I mean, and that's all started by Cody Hardy being physical at the point of attack and making sure that lane is open for Rashawn Baker. But then also the plays before, quick throws, you're keeping the defense off balance. They don't know what's coming. So reality, I mean, now they're set up for the big play if they want it, or they can keep just running the ball and getting comfortable in their setting.
Hand off once again, given to Baker, and Rashawn will simply move the pile forward for about a yard, maybe 2 on the play. Will bring up 2nd down and 8. Tackle that time is going to be credited to Jalen Brooks. Have not called his name much this afternoon. Brooks, who came in 76 stops on the year, including 5 tackles for loss.
You know, TD, I think it's once again, the Campbell defensive line is winning some of these battles. It's been a pretty good competition between them and the Elon O-line. This is where Jamarian Dalton and one-on-one on the end, these are when those matchups are going to be big, because there are going to be some opportunities for those players, especially JD, to make a play.
Downey zips one out, going to the top of your screen. Catch is made, that's Dieke. And Omlawai inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Gain of 6 on the play will make it 3rd down and 2. You said something to me the second week of the year. It doesn't have to be perfect,
no,
but 4 yards and maybe not perfect is better than no yards and trying to be perfect.
Absolutely, TD. The first couple of games we were seeing, or we were watching and calling this season, we were constantly seeing the Phoenix that are in 3rd and long. We're talking 38, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. Getting in 3rd and 1 and 2, especially as you're this close, that gives you almost 2 down territory to do what you want to do. But the ball's on the ground, not good there.
Yep, Landon Clark, who had come in for his opening snap of the afternoon, the true freshman. And Jabril Williams, the snap is low, almost bounced right off the knee. Clark, the freshman from out of southwest part of the Commonwealth in Radford, Virginia, will simply fall on it. Back to the 28, let's call it 4th and 6.
You know, you can't put that on. Oh, I'm sorry.
Luke Barnes ready to go. Yerk is late to get there, pal.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. You can't put that on 11. That's the first snap of his college career, but that's just a low snap by Jabril Williams. You can't do that. You got to kind of help the young guy out back in that situation, put it in his pocket. But good opportunity for Barnes here to put 3 on the board.
Barnes, who is 0 for 1 on the season in field goal attempts. Phoenix have got to burn their 2nd time out of 3. Is
30 seconds.
A little bit late in terms of the logistical operation of getting everything set up. And so they will huddle around the 51-year-old native of Manchester, New Hampshire, in his 6th season, Tony Trisciani. Mentioned to the head coach on Monday, Elon may have the biggest kicking duo in the FCS, and hard to believe after Skyler and Burko, who may have been short in stature, but certainly plenty good. Burko's a little bit banged up right now. That's why Barnes is getting this turn. Yerk at 6'2". I don't know how long Jeff's been known as the smaller guy in the duo, but he is here.
I mean, we went from Smurfs to Animorphs, realistically, in the size department. It's insane. But the thing about Burko and Skyler, those guys have boots. No matter how large they are, they had a big leg, and they used to make it happen.
Snap, spot, they'll fake it. Yerk flips it away. Pass is caught. Magazoo inside the 20. Down to the 19. Break up the band. Dylan Magazoo with the catch off of the 4th down fake field goal.
Hey, Big Papa Zoo is coming to play today. That guy's taking advantage of every opportunity, and he's catching the ball, and he's making the play. I mean, this is kind of slow developing here. Great job by Yerk. He's had opportunities to throw the rock, but puts the ball exactly where Magazoo can get it, and he understands he got to get to the marker and fall for every yard. First down, Phoenix. Those are the plays they weren't getting early in the season. They're getting now, and that keeps the drive going.
That's a good throw by Yerk, too. That came out as a spiral. Magazoo hauls in, as Kyrie mentioned, 3rd catch of the drive. Now Campbell trying to get some guys situated. They'll snap it. Should be the penalty flag coming for 12 men on the field. And Downing will simply keep it himself. He'll get sacked back to the 25, but Kyrie, this should be a play that's blown dead.
Well,
and you should have a penalty flag coming. Isaiah Potts, Fayetteville, North Carolina, Pine Forest High School in Charlotte, 49er football, is the guy that is late getting off the field.
Well, and TD, I would say in that situation, Matthew, just get down. No need to take a hit.
Illegal substitution on the defense, 12 men on the field, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Has a guy that played when you know there's a penalty coming, but yet there's no flag and no stoppage of play, how difficult is it to just kind of let up and, all right, let's kind of reset everything?
It's absolutely difficult, but you have to play the whistle. That's why you're taught to do that every time. And I would say defensively it's harder because they can still score a touchdown and decline the penalty. But offensively, especially you're trying to score, but if you're not going to get it, just get down, especially from a quarterback, and you don't want to take any unnecessary hits in that situation.
Phoenix will split the tight ends once again. Givens to Baker, and Rashawn simply pinballs his way right through. The Phoenix offensive line gain of maybe a yard on the play. Well, they'll actually say back to the line of scrimmage. So make it 2nd down and 5. After the Phoenix got 5 yards on the free snap.
And this is where I'm looking at the Elon offensive line. They've been beat up. They've had a rough couple of weeks, especially with throw game, a lot of sacks given up. But this is where it gets a defensive front that has struggled, especially running the ball, and a running back that likes to get downhill. This is where they have to take that first line of defensive linemen and get them to the 2nd level, create space, and allow for Rashawn Baker to utilize what he does, puts his foot in the ground and get north. Allowing them to get any penetration is going to be very detrimental on a drive like this.
Partner, 6+ minutes on this drive as Baker simply once again stacked up at the 13-yard line as Campbell continues the pursuit. Samfra in there, the linebacker, to make the stop. Also Carr and Willis. And it'll make it 3rd down. Phoenix kind of still sit on that number, 3rd down and 5.
I mean, TD, as we just said, if you just look at it, the Phoenix have not moved at all. Just primarily not getting any blocks, allowing the physicality, linebackers filling gaps. So the Phoenix have to be more physical at the point of attack, because Campbell's starting to win a little bit more of those matchups and shutting things down from a run game standpoint.
Bryant Ward, the running back, first appearance on the afternoon for him. Downing zips one out. Brayboy the catch inside the 5, down to the 4-yard line, needs 5, winds up with 9. Matthew working in a tight window right there.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, that's a good ball by 12. Matthew getting you where it needs to be, but outstanding concentration there by Chandler Brayboy, defensive back all over him. And those are some passes that he may have dropped a little earlier in the season, but he's kind of locked in at the moment, and that's a big 1st down, especially 1st and goal situation for the Phoenix. And this is where the physicality needs to be, and it has not always been this season, but they need to be physical at the point of attack in order to make this 6 instead of an attempt for 3.
1st down and goal from the 4. Rashawn Baker back in. He's already got an 8-yard touchdown run on the afternoon. Snap. Hand off, give it to Baker, and Rashawn in for the score. Touchdown, Elon. And the second score of the afternoon for the man from out of Victor, New York.
I mean,
moves the lead to 9, pal.
Yep, and that's exactly what they're looking for. Kevin Burkett, once again, taking grown man places they don't want to be. Kevin Burkett is a huge man, no neck, big shoulders, doing what he needs to do, clearing space. Dylan Magazoo, good clean out back of the cornerback, and then that's an open lane for a touchdown. So outstanding blocking scheme for the Phoenix.
Yurko the hold, Barnes on the boot, snap, and kick is good, and it'll send us to the timeout. Rashawn Baker, a pair of rushing touchdowns. Phoenix have led from the start so far on homecoming. They lead by 10.
Hampton Farms peanuts, roasted with delicious flavor inside the shell. Available in salted, unsalted, and Cajun hot in the produce section of a grocery store near you. Shell yeah.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly, McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Hampton Farms peanuts, roasted with delicious flavor inside the shell. Available in salted, unsalted, and Cajun hot in the produce section of a grocery store near you. Shell yeah.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Phoenix in front by 10, 23-13. One of the staples of a Saturday afternoon game day, a Saturday night game day, a Saturday at any time game day at Rhodes Stadium is our good friends at 7 a.m. tailgate. Anna Brady had an opportunity to spend a little bit of time with them this afternoon. Brian Martindale, Dave Rich, Mike Cross, Dave Oakley as well.
Yep.
Kyrie, we'll go down to the sideline here in just a moment, but you want to talk about a group that's been a day one group.
Yeah.
Those guys have been part of that day one group.
I mean, some of the best human beings that we have affiliated with this program. I mean, they feed everyone. They smile with everyone. I bought my car from Dave Oakley. Trust me, there's a level of trust there that's big.
B.J. Wilkins will bring it out. He'll be knocked down at the 23-yard line. Down to the sideline we go. Hannah Brady with her first 7 a.m. tailgate interaction this afternoon. But Hannah, you also had an opportunity to spend some time earlier this week with the head coach as well on this topic.
Yeah, Taylor, Elon has a lot of traditions, but one that started before Coach Trisciani got back here in 2017 was the 7 a.m. tailgate crew. Every Saturday, they are out bright and early in the morning setting up camp for Phoenix game days, regardless of the start time. They originally came together in 2001, and some alumni and some adopted Phoenix fans, but the crew is at every tailgate. They typically have a food theme for each game and set a menu before the season starts. So for homecoming, they cook a pig and name it after the opposing head coach's wife. So today, that is Jenny, and Coach Trisciani told me that they are a great group who supports the program, and usually if you bring a side dish, then you are welcome to anything, and I had the chance to get out there and meet them. They're just a great group, so if you see me end up there after the game, just mind your business, guys.
Hannah, thanks so much. As the Phoenix get their first Food Lion feed sack to give back on the afternoon, and Kasim Moore does the honors as Moore credited with his fourth sack after having 5 tackles last Saturday afternoon at Hampton.
I know they're listening, so whoever had the bacon at 7 a.m. tailgate and had the hot sauce on it, you're ridiculous.
And Chandler will keep it. He'll go across the 20-yard line to the 22. Tried to get back to the original line of scrimmage. He's going to wind up right on it at the 23, but it'll create third down and 10. And Kyrie, this is the thing that stands out to me about the opening half. Campbell feels like they've lived in this neighborhood. Phoenix have lived in the 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2 neighborhood.
But also, Campbell's been winning the game as far as, running the battles, a lot of these battles, one-on-one on the outside. So the Phoenix have to get a pass rush or not allow Chandler to do what he does and creates magic with his legs.
Pass rush once again. Brown trying to chase Chandler going to the far side, and he'll simply zip it out. Pass is caught, and making the grab is Brandon Fights, grad student from out of Altamont Springs, Florida, but a 3 and out will force the 4th punt of the afternoon for Campbell.
Yeah, one thing I really like about that situation, and this may be a part of the strategy from the Elon defensive line, I'm sorry for being tongue-tied so much, is just really looking at
Elon, final timeout for the half, 30 seconds.
Looking at the strategy of not necessarily having a really intense pass rush, just working in blocks and not necessarily worrying about getting Chandler down, but just making sure he's not able to run. That looks like a little bit of what they're doing, which is actually a really good strategy, because if you look at it, only 16 yards rushing for Campbell.
You have talked to me before about different ball games have different momentums, different rhythms, and different tempos. Yep. Different halves have it, sometimes different quarters.
Yep.
We've gone from 7 drives in the opening 15 minutes to a grand total of 3 in the second quarter.
Yeah, the game starts to slow down a little bit. It's a little high octane, a little chaotic to start, but now the time is being taken a little bit more time in between plays. But this is an opportunity with 2:35 left for the Phoenix, who are about to get the ball and will get the ball to start the second half. They could potentially put 7 on the board and put Campbell in a lot of trouble with a block.
Block of Brady. Phoenix recovers. Special teams are special once again. The second block of the afternoon.
Brendan Davis.
And I believe, Brendan Davis is the guy that comes up with the block. Almost the daily double of blocks. The block of the extra point that Ish Atkins ran back, and then Davis gets the block on the punt. Defense has set the Phoenix up inside the red zone.
And let me tell you something a little bit about Brendan Davis. Awesome young man out of the Raleigh area, walk-on athlete, just earning his way here on the team. Outstanding execution. One thing Milo Austin takes a lot of pride in his defense, and those are the type of guys who've been making plays. So great play for Davis, and now the Phoenix have a short field to work with. And I know they're thinking 3, but they shouldn't be thinking 3. They're thinking 6, and that would be big going into the second half.
I believe it's Bumper that's off of the hip of Matthew Downing to begin the drive. Downing on the afternoon, 11 for 16, a $1.59 to his credit. Snap, play action of Bumper. Now Downing will flip it right back to Julian Bumper, and nothing but green grass in front of him. Bumper could have run it to Swepsonville if he had wanted to. The native of Marietta, Georgia, but he simply slips down. Gain will be to the 10-yard line. Gain of 7 on the play. Make it 2nd and 3.
Listen,
oh my goodness.
The Turf Monster is undefeated. You're never going to beat the Turf Monster. And when they turn that on film, I think Julian should probably go to the bathroom and take a little break.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
2-minute warning, or 2-minute timeout rather, has been called for at the end of the opening half. Phoenix knocking on the door, trying to grow the 10-point advantage. Back we come to Rhodes Stadium for homecoming 2024 with our friends at 7 a.m. tailgate alongside. This is Elon Football.
Dear Triad, we see you driving by us every day, whether off to work or ready to play, heading over to a beautiful park, just in time for a fun family walk, or windows open, zipping around for quick bite with friends right downtown. Your Toyota takes you most everywhere, and we ensure you get there with the utmost of care. Oh, Triad, we sure love you dearly. Yours, most sincerely, Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Elon.
With Kyrie Walker, Hannah Brady, our entire crew, Patrick Cunningham captains the ship on this homecoming to 2024. And so far, the Phoenix have stood behind the explosiveness of Chandler Brayboy on the opening snap. And a 2-touchdown day for Rashawn Baker, along with some wee fence moments. As you get a look at the guy from Alpharetta standing next to the guy from Victor, New York. 11 carries, 45 yards, 2 scores. Doesn't take a lot to realize that's over 4 yards per tote. Snap, handoff given to Baker. Rashawn trying to bounce one out, going to the top of your screen, and he's able to get inside the 10 to the 9, so a gain of 1 on the play. That will make it second down, or third down and 2.
First half.
Braxton Harris will take his first time out of the opening half.
We got to work on the rest, Mike.
Thank you.
Well, once again, I tell you this often. Technological things,
oh my goodness,
wild thing. You can launch a rocket, put a man on the moon, and have him walk, but you can't quite figure out when you go into the different stadiums how to make that little microphone battery pack on the referee always work through the different frequencies. Now,
yes, sir.
All due respect to the technological folks that are listening.
Absolutely.
You've also got 2 different coaching staffs that are on frequencies.
Yep.
On a wireless frequency, so you're bouncing about 8 or 9 different numbers off of the sound waves throughout the afternoon. But still, there are some days everything kind of lines up and it works.
I just feel like with frequencies in 2024, that should be something we've mastered, but we'll get there.
We'll get there. Third down and 2 out of 6 on the afternoon and third downs. Brayboy in motion, handoff given to Baker, and Rashawn simply is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Is coming up to make the tackle. JoJo Pace, who has been everywhere after 9 stops last week against the Aggies.
Timeout.
And once again, Braxton Harris will burn the second of 3 timeouts. And this may be first opportunity in the last 2 weeks for Luke Barnes on a field goal opportunity on a 4th and 3. Thought he was going to get an earlier look, but Yerk on the fake. Let's wait and see here.
Well, I think one of the big things there, TD, and it all started on the snap. Jabril Williams with another low snap. So when you have a low snap, that really just slows down the play development. So it's just everyone else that is going full system go in the backfield, everything's a little delayed and you're trying to rush and play catch up, and then it just doesn't work out. So those are some of the things that the Phoenix have to clean up going in the second half. There's been some low snaps, some high snaps. Just you want to make sure you're putting it where it needs to be so there can be an opportunity to maximize on that moment. So Jabril just has to make sure he cleans that up, especially as he pursues forward.
28 yards, Hoffman on the snap, Yerk on the hold. Snap, spot, kick is away, and it is right down the pipe good. And the Phoenix move it to a 13-point advantage. Elon has now scored scored 12 of the last 19. The Sincere Brown touchdown, the only difference.
TD, if we look at this, let's just kind of break this down, to be honest here, right? 17 points one game, 14 points one game, 17 one game, 10 points one game. They had 30 at Albany, but that was 2 special teams touchdowns. They had 21 versus Hampton. We're already at 26 in the first half, so we're seeing a point total that we have not seen very much of this season. That just showcases the kind of locked-inness that the Phoenix have had. However, with the minute and 43 and with the wide receivers that Campbell has, there needs to be a lot of awareness and attention. If there's any one-on-ones, they're going to just throw a jump ball and expect their guys to win it. So the Phoenix defense, especially on the back end, need to be prepared for this minute 43.
We mentioned earlier, Mike Chandler came into the ball game the leading rusher for the Camels. He is that this afternoon with 11 yards on 5 carries. The number that jumps out, though, he's already thrown it for 177 on the afternoon. This is V.J. Wilkins on the return, lost the handle on it, and then went to go get it back. The Phoenix almost causing another we fence moment that time. Will Langford sticks a hand in. Tony Hurd almost had the opportunity on it, but Wilkins hops back to it.
I mean, that's just a great job by looking at what Will Langford did there. Even though he missed the tackle, enough of an impact to make the runner uncomfortable, puts the ball on the turf, but he got back to it. So it's really important in those moments, hopefully get somebody else there. But Campbell has, 137 and one timeout left to try to make some play.
Campbell drive will begin on their own 16-yard line as Chandler simply whipped to the ground and Kasim Moore makes the stop. It'll not be a Food Lion Feed sack, but one of the two guys that has been big time here for the last 3 weeks, Moore and Josh Johnson on the defensive end side, comes up to make another play. Make it 2nd and 10. Chandler flush going to the far side. Paris Lowry giving chase. He'll zip one. Did Fights make the catch? And indeed he did. Gain to the 33 of we have 17 and make it 1st down and 10.
I mean, the Phoenix have to be careful. Once again, you can't rush too far outside to create a lot of space. That's all Chandler needs, and that's just a great catch there. That's a great throw as well. So the Phoenix have to be careful to make sure you keep it contained, keep him boxed in, and then make a play that way.
Trip wides to the near side. Chandler will run the quarterback draw coming straight up the middle. And to the 45-yard line. Gain on the play will be of 11 yards.
Still with that timeout, they are moving the ball right now, the Campbells, and they're allowing their QB to do what he does, and that's just use throw pass options.
Yep, Chandler once again zips one out, fights with the catch. He'll take this one to the 46-yard line. Remember, Campbell doing this with one timeout left. And I believe Braxton Harris has chosen to burn the final one, and indeed he has. With 42 seconds left, facing a 2nd down and 1. And my goodness, all of a sudden, the Campbells have come storming off of their own 16-yard line. And have done so, by my count, in about 55 seconds. Inside Elon territory to the Phoenix 46-yard line.
Well, and I think because Campbell understands that Elon gets the ball to start the half, they want to make sure they're putting some points on the board regardless of 3. Obviously, the dream would be 6 with an attempt for 7. But the Phoenix have to make sure they're locked in here. So, for example, the last 2 pass plays, not necessarily ready for it, probably expecting another one. What Chandler does, quick 3-step drop, stop, wait, gaps open, take off running. He has the 2-way go. So the Phoenix have to make sure they stay disciplined and keep someone kind of watching Chandler in those moments, because he hasn't done it a lot today. However, the opportunities will be there for him, especially with the 3 down front in this type of situation where he can go get the 1st down and stop the clock.
Also, Brooks is at the top of the screen on Sincere Brown.
You can see a little bit of coverage there. It looks like Khalil Baker help out in those situations.
Chandler steps and throws this one incomplete, right off the fingertips. And you mentioned the transfer from out of North Carolina Central. Baker almost puts a hand on it as Randall King will simply slap his helmet in disgust, unable to pull it in.
Yeah, and obviously you can see the Phoenix went, instead of the one-on-one matchup look, they went to a more zone. So trying to find a zone, and it was still a good ball, a great opportunity there for Campbell to get the 1st down and put themselves closer to the goal line. But, just in that zone situation, that's a tight throw to make. But luckily not picked off. Campbell still has an opportunity to put some points on.
Chandler on 3rd and 1. He'll zip one going to the far sideline. Catch is made. That's V.J. Wilkins who will haul it in. Inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. Gain of 7. 30 ticks.
Yeah, a lot of credit right now for Chandler and how he's putting the ball where it needs to be. Obviously not going for the home run too often, just taking these opportunities and these matchups with his very skilled wide receiver set, just winning these matchups against the Elon DBs.
Chandler flushed out of the pocket. Lowry giving chase. He'll simply dump it down. And the catch will be made. Coming up to make the catch is Brown, who had his personal best in yards last week. Charleston, South Carolina native who started at the University of South Florida.
Well, this is where the Phoenix have to keep Campbell inbounds rather than getting them out of bounds, because they're just stopping the clock every time they get out, especially with no timeouts here. Any play that's inbounds would be great for the Phoenix, and that clock's going to tick without really hurting them in any way, so they need to get a stop like now.
Here comes pressure. Pocket collapses. Chandler zips one out. Pass is caught. That's J.J. Cowan. And once again, Cowan finds his way out of bounds. 16 seconds left to play in the quarter.
I mean, TD, this is like a textbook 2-minute drive where they're just getting what they want. They're getting outside. They're stopping the clock. They only had one timeout, and they used it about 20 seconds ago, but they're just continuing to just move down the field. And realistically, with not a lot of pushback, the Phoenix are going with the 3 down front, and Chandler's having time to make the plays.
Chandler drops, pocket holds. He'll zip one going to the end zone and incomplete. Intended for Fights. Covering is Tony Hart III.
Yep, Tony Hart III with a celebration there, even though the ball was 17 yards out of bounds. But, you know, I get it, young man. Enjoy those moments. But we got 2nd and 10 here. I mean, that was the first stop in a while. The Phoenix defense has, you know, kind of been bend, don't break a lot this time. They're going to need to be that in that situation on the next play.
Campbell has not attempted a field goal in the last 3 ball games. Chandler looking, pocket holds. Now he'll try to get away and does. Simply slips through the would-be tackle by the Phoenix and takes it down to the 10-yard line. Now they got to hurry and cannot get the final snap off in time, and it'll send us to the halftime. So Chandler simply flushed out of the pocket, and the clock expires for the opening half. Phoenix yet to leave the field. Campbell's yet to leave the field. Henry Winberg
Well, the band's coming on the field.
simply signals that the halftime has arrived. And you may have heard a couple of the Phoenix coaches in our broadcast microphone say, "Here we go," as the Phoenix will head up the hill into Alumni Fieldhouse with the 13-point lead. Down to the sideline we go. Hannah Brady's with the head coach. Hannah?
Well, Coach, you came into this one a little bit defensively banged up. How have you liked the way that they have responded in this first half?
Yeah, every injury that we have is an opportunity, you know, for the next guy. So I'm really proud of the guys, the players, the coaches, getting our guys ready to play. So next man up situation here, and proud of the job that they've done responding.
How do you continue to disrupt Mike Chandler and this Campbell offense in the second half, Coach?
Yeah, we got to get him off his spot. I mean, he's scrambling well, especially to his right. We got to, you know, make sure we do a good job with that, and we got to keep the receivers in front of us. You know, make them earn it. You know, that looked a little soft right there, making them earn it, but we didn't let them get over our head and get points on the board.
Thanks, Coach. Best of luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Taylor.
Hannah, thanks so much. Kyrie, as we head to the halftime, 2 numbers that stand out. Phoenix are 6+ minutes in front in terms of the time, and Elon holds Campbell to just 35 rushing yards.
Be a part of the vibrant culture of Elon University, where personal connections propel your journey. At Elon, potential is mentored into purpose, engagement, and influential leadership. Education transcends the classroom, driven by immersive experiences and hands-on opportunities. Dive in from day one to explore your passions and graduate as a leader ready to make a difference. Are you ready to begin your journey? Discover the possibilities at elon.edu.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the modern difference.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Welcome back here to halftime into Rhodes Stadium. I'm Hannah Brady, now joined alongside Billy Taylor, the head men's basketball coach for Elon University. Coach Taylor, it's always a pleasure having you with me on the halftime report. Now, Coach, basketball season is just around the corner. You had practice this morning. You added 4 transfers, 1 freshman this year. How's the team looking right now?
Well, Hannah, we're really excited about our team. I think we've got, a really good group of guys that are returning. You mentioned our new guys, our transfers and our freshmen, but we really returned the core of our team, which in this day and age of college basketball, we feel very excited about having so many guys back. TK Simpkins, Sam Sherry, Nick Dorn, all guys that have done well at the Division I level. So we're hoping we can really build on some of the successes from last season.
Now you open up your season on Monday at Chapel Hill. What's the excitement in the locker room right now?
Yeah, guys are always excited for an opportunity like that. We're grateful to Carolina for allowing us to come in there and play and open the season. So it's great for us. It's a great opportunity. We get a chance to play against one of the top teams in the country and really kind of see where we measure up. So I'm hoping that we can come out and play well and put out a good showing.
Now, not only do you play at Chapel Hill, you play at Notre Dame. How does playing tough opponents like that help you for conference play later on?
Yeah, it's all great in terms of getting us ready for CAA play. Notre Dame's a special trip because it's my alma mater too, so the opportunity to go there, and Coach Shrewsbury was again kind enough to allow us to come back. So another exciting opportunity. These are really memorable experiences when you can go to the Dean Dome, you can go to Notre Dame. These are memories that are going to last a lifetime, and you just want to go out and play well and perform at your best in those situations.
Now you talk about that being a special place for you. You started your assistant coaching career at Notre Dame. Have you been back there since, and how special will that moment be for you?
Yeah, it's going to be really special. I've been back one time as a coach. I took a team there at Lehigh. Coach Bray had us back, and it was really a great experience for me and for our team. Our team played well, competed well. So I'm excited about this for our Elon guys, and my family will be with. So just have an opportunity to share it with our family and our team. It should be a lot of fun.
Now, for all of the Phoenix fans wondering, what can they expect out of basketball season this year, and what's the identity of the team?
Yeah, good question, Hannah. For us, we try to play fast. We want to get up and down. We want to play an exciting brand of basketball. Every year we want to take a step in terms of improving our offensive efficiencies. Last year we scored kind of in the mid-70s, and we want to be able to increase that and hopefully get ourselves into the low 80s, play at a faster pace. We like to get up and down the floor, so hopefully it's an exciting brand of basketball. We have athleticism, we have shooting, so we have some guys that hopefully our fan base can get behind and get excited about.
Well, certainly wish you the best of luck on Monday with your season opener, and I wish you the best of luck this season. Hope it goes well for you. Head coach for the men's basketball team, Billy Taylor, on halftime. Don't go anywhere. We have a whole lot more in store for you here inside Rhodes Stadium.
Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancecc.edu to learn more.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly, McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli.
Dear Triad, we see you driving by us every day, whether off to work or ready to play, heading over to a beautiful park, just in time for a fun family walk, or windows open, zipping around for quick bite with friends right downtown. Your Toyota takes you most everywhere, and we ensure you get there with the utmost of care. Oh, Triad, we sure love you dearly. Yours, most sincerely, Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try.
Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancecc.edu to learn more.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the modern difference.
Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancecc.edu to learn more. At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly, McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli.
Homecoming 2024 rolls on from Rhodes Stadium. Phoenix in front 26-13. One of a smorgasbord of ball games within the Coastal Athletic Association on this first Saturday in November. Rhode Island and Richmond, the lone unbeatens left in league play as we take you through the out-of-town scoreboard. Let's begin in East Greensboro. 24th ranked William & Mary, the third straight week that the Phoenix will see an opponent 7 days after they've seen the Aggies. William & Mary up 38 on the Aggies with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. 13th ranked Villanova trailed early 7-0 in Hampton. They lead 20-7, 5 minutes left in the third. Stony Brook and Bryant knotted at 24, 13 minutes left in the ball game. 14th ranked Rhode Island up by 2 with a minute left at home against Monmouth. Oklahoma blows Maine out 59-14. And at the break, 16th ranked Richmond in front of Towson 19-10. As we continue to roll through the out-of-town scoreboard update, take you into the ACC. 21-17, Duke at the break at the Hard Rock in South Florida. Everybody started to worry, could Miami be headed to another close ball game? I would tell you the Canes answered the halftime bell, 53-31, 90 seconds left. Final from the Dome, Syracuse 38, Virginia Tech 31. NC State explodes for 59 with freshman C.J. Bailey at quarterback. Of course, Grayson McCall retiring from football earlier in the week. Fourth-ranked Ohio State wins in Happy Valley against James Franklin and the Nittany Lions 20-13. Talk about putting a number on the board. 19th ranked Ole Miss may be playing for style points when the committee poll comes out for the first time this week. 63-31, they double up Sam Pittman and the Razorbacks, and they're underway at Doak Campbell and Bobby Bowden Field in Tallahassee, North Carolina, and Florida State scoreless. Back we come, highlights and stats from the first half. This is Elon Football.
Hampton Farms peanuts, roasted with delicious flavor inside the shell. Available in salted, unsalted, and Cajun hot in the produce section of a grocery store near you. Shell yeah.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Elon.
Dear Triad, we see you driving by us every day, whether off to work or ready to play, heading over to a beautiful park, just in time for a fun family walk, or windows open, zipping around for quick bite with friends right downtown. Your Toyota takes you most everywhere, and we ensure you get there with the utmost of care. Oh, Triad, we sure love you dearly. Yours, most sincerely, Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Hampton Farms peanuts, roasted with delicious flavor inside the shell. Available in salted, unsalted, and Cajun hot in the produce section of a grocery store near you. Shell yeah.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
26-13, Elon in front, homecoming 2024. Phoenix actually looking for what would be a 7th win in their last 9 November ball games and a 4th straight win inside Rhodes Stadium. As we get you a look of how we got to this point, of course, Rashawn Baker, the first of his 2 touchdowns in the opening half. Chandler Brayboy got everything started in a firecracker way. 1 catch, 66 yards, and a touchdown on the opening snap. Phoenix defense has stood up at certain points in the opening half, but Campbell has found the deep shot. King for 42 yards and Sincere Brown for 70. Phoenix have been able to answer at times. You look at the Brayboy deep shot on the opening snap, but as The good doctor in Kyrie Walker rejoins me. Thought it was interesting. Head coach Tony Trisciani talking to Hannah at the halftime, talked about needing to be more eye disciplined as it relates to the Campbell offensive opportunity. Mike Chandler's slung it all over the yard in the opening half.
He has. I mean, this has been a passing display of the game, and I don't think that's what we expected kind of coming into it. Looking at both at Downing and then looking at Chandler. Chandler 13 for 21, 232 yards in the first half. Looking at Downing 12 for 17, 166. I mean, they're throwing the ball and they're putting the ball in places where their players are making plays. And I would say Chandler, he's not forcing it. He's just looking at the advantages he has and taking advantage of it. Elon has to, maybe we'll see a little bit more zone, because the one-on-one matchups, just looking at the skill position, looking at Fights and looking at Wilkins and looking at Brown, those young men are having a field day for the most part. I mean, Brown 4 catches, 115, 70 yards in the first, 70-yard long in the first half. Like he's showing out, and we kind of expected that, so that's why he's one of the keys to the game. But I think we'll see a little bit more zone to try to shut that down a little bit and provide a little bit more help for the defensive back. So it should be a really good second half here, but the Phoenix are in a position they haven't been at home, and that's with a double-digit lead after the first half.
Let's go down to the Elon sideline. Hannah Brady with us, as always, presented to you by our friends at Hampton Farm Peanuts. And Hannah, Kyrie mentioned it heading into the halftime break. Phoenix in a spot right here that they haven't been in this building really since the opener against the Catamounts back in mid-September, and that is to have a lead at home at the half. It is something Elon's been working toward with regards to finding those confidence moments that we mentioned at the start.
Yeah, Taylor, the Phoenix up 26-13 right now at the start of the second half. And I spoke to head coach Tony Trisciani earlier this week, and some of the things that he told me that he wanted to see was establish the run game, sustain drives, stop the run on defense, keep the ball in front of them, and just play disciplined. He said his players are really pressing. They want to win so badly that it's affecting their ability to make those extra plays, and that pressing has led to some penalties. But today, there's really a different energy down here on the sidelines. The Phoenix has seemed to come alive and found their offensive group, Taylor.
Hannah, thanks so much. I thought it was interesting. You and I have had the same conversation with the head coach, but also with both of the coordinators the last 3 weeks. It's not the names that you think.
Yep.
The head coach mentioned it on Friday morning during our visit. It's the younger guys, the special teams guys right now that want to win so bad that they're just simply letting it, in his phrase, get out in front of them.
Yeah,
what does that mean?
I think it's just you're trying to press. You're trying to be Superman when you have the Justice League as your support. You don't have to do everything by yourself. And I mean, just looking at it right now, one person I'm going to talk about, I'm going to go here, talking about Dylan Magazoo. He is someone, if you looked on the depth chart at the beginning of the season, he wasn't high up there. However, he has been a rock. He has been someone that, realistically, looking for Matthew Downing when he's just, looking for a quick out. He had a drive that he made some really big plays and extending the chains. And then also looking at Bumper, looking at McMillan, looking at the opportunity they provide, but defensively, looking at the Asher Cunningham has had a great first half. They're going to need to really key on that and not play perfect, but play within themselves to help this team get a win.
National leader in kickoff return average will take it from his own 5. Galassine, 35, 40, 45, cuts it back inside Campbell territory, and almost one of 4 in the country who has run multiple kickoffs back for touchdowns this season, almost had number 3.
I mean, I've been waiting for for Chandler Bridboy to return one. I'm actually on the call for 3 years, and I was really getting excited here, but he didn't get there. But one thing Chandler has really developed, especially in kick returns, is just being patient, waiting for the lane to kind of develop. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. He worked to the outside there, has some blocks, and that is a great start to the second half for the Phoenix. Now they're starting on the Campbell side of the 50, and now they can continue to hopefully work on the ways that they were really executing in the first half. They need that level of execution to start early.
Samaj Jackson takes the points off the board with the final tackle of Brayboy, but give it to Baker, and Rashawn will find his way forward for a gain of 7 to make it 2nd and 3. Disappointed to not have TJ Thomas with us this afternoon. Certainly understand why. How important is it, though, that Rashawn has kind of taken the workload? 14 carries through, let's say, 36 snaps of the football.
I mean, Rashawn Baker is very much capable of being the guy, and he needs to be the guy in this situation because he knows him. TJ Thomas, they had a fire and ice thing that worked out really well, but in this situation, his number is going to be called a lot, and he needs to help in the throw game as well.
Downing sets, play action, got Brayboy, and Chandler simply walks the tightrope. He left Campbell guys counting change on the far sideline as he turns it in and takes it in the final 10. Baker's got 2 rushing touchdowns, and now the guy from Pembroke has got 2 on the receiving end.
I think that's just crazy considering he almost broke one for a touchdown. You go back to him, Chandler Brayboy, 6 catches, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns so far here today. We're talking about his final homecoming in Rose Stadium, and he's leaving the mark, and we're just getting started in the second half.
This is a record-setting day for Brayboy. More on that in just a moment as he continues to move up the chart in yardage and touchdowns. Snap, spot, Luke Barnes bangs it home, and the touchdown right on the money. And boy, you couldn't have scripted it any better. 1 play, 66 to start, 2 plays, 43 yards to start the second half. And the Phoenix go touchdowns on opening drives for both segments and push the lead to 20 at 33-13.
I think, once again, just leaving enough time. One thing that you got to give a lot of credit to them because they've been getting beat up the last couple of weeks, but the offensive line doing a phenomenal job of keeping Matthew Downing clean. When he has a clean pocket and he has perfect mechanics where he's not throwing off his back foot and he's not rushing, he's able to put the ball anywhere on this field. And that's exactly what he did there. Put it where only Chandler can get it. Chandler with a great presence, kind of stopping on the dime, turning on field, and just utilizing his speed to put 6 on the board. This is the Phoenix team we kind of expected to see all season, and although we have not, it is great to see here today, especially coming out in the second half, not being flat, not going 3 and out, putting 6 on the board and extending this to a 20-point game.
And now a couple of names that my good friend Dr. Walker will know very well. Chandler Brayboy passes Cortez Weeks for 5th on the all-time list of receiving yards, and he moves past Bo Williamson for 4th on the receiving touchdown list with his 16th grab.
Great names to pass, especially Bo Williamson, great coach here in the Alamance County area, Southeastern Alamance basketball. Great name to be affiliated with.
As V.J. Wilkins will bring it back to the 23-yard line before the Phoenix defense converges, and so Campbell will have it on their first drive of the second half, 1st down and 10. At the 22-yard line. Once again, our thanks to Charlotte Smith and head coach Billy Taylor for joining us. Doubleheader of Phoenix basketball on Monday night to open things up. Phoenix men on the road in Chapel Hill. Phoenix women will go at 6 p.m. against the High Point Panthers in Chard. Chandler zips it over the middle and almost picked off. Said Quavius also Brooks, that is Jonathan Robinson, 9, not 2, who had a hand on it.
Yeah, Jonathan Robinson's going to be mad at that, but that's just an outstanding play. He kind of jumped it at the perfect time without contact, just has to bring that in. But once again, he's kind of locked in. He's had some battles so far today, but did you see him still competing and locked in? That is what the Phoenix need to play 4 quarters of football. So that's a good play there by 9. Even though it was not the result he wanted, he has to play the next play and hopefully make that play the next time he gets an opportunity.
Chandler 13 of 22. First time on the afternoon they'll run quarterback power. Chandler gets it to the far sideline and then finally just runs out of room and has to run out of bounds. They will mark it at the 42-yard line. Gain on the play will be of 19, probably 2 or 3 yards short of where Chandler thought he had gotten to. But it'll be a 1st down and 10.
Well, I'll tell you right now, that was just perfectly blocked by Campbell. I mean, body on body squared up, opening up the rush lane for Chandler, who they haven't tried to do that too much today. Great time to kind of go through it, to kind of keep the Elon defense honest, especially considering his legs. And he hasn't had to use it, but now, especially being down 20, he's going to definitely need that going forward.
Chandler, handoff given straight up the middle. It is the tailback in Cowan that'll find his way into Elon territory at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, just once again, Campbell's lining it up pretty well, especially with the blocking scheme that they have. They're working up to the second level. They're making sure the defensive line is blocked, and then they're just taking the linebackers and shifting them enough where that just gives kind of a two-way go for the run game. So that was another really good run play there for the Campbell offense.
Base look, slot receiver to the near side. Chandler snap. Once again, the handoff given to Cowan, going right up the middle. And a 1st down to the 47-yard line. Needs 1, rings up 2. And clock will continue to move.
You know, one thing I appreciate about what Campbell's doing right now, TD, is that they're not panicking, right? They could have just come out and start throwing the deep ball and realizing they're down 20, but they realize we've got half a football left. We got over, 25 minutes in order to get where you need to be. You're going to have some opportunity to make plays, so you have to stay in the rhythm of your offense, and I think just really establishing the run will keep the Phoenix defense honest so they can have those one-on-one matchups on the outside.
Chandler looking, he will uncork it. Got a man out there, B.J. Wilkins, and it is knocked away. Ishmael Atkins will be a little bit frustrated with himself, but Kyrie, a great job to get a hand on it because Wilkins had turned around to play center field.
Absolutely. One thing, TD, I know every defender and their family are going to hate me saying this, but there's a reason they play defense because goodness gracious, right in the breadbasket there. But once again, that's a matchup that Campbell wants. But great job by Ish Atkins to make sure he's getting there and utilizing his hands, not making contact. That's what defenders are supposed to do. So that's a great play to put his team in a great position. So now second and long here for Campbell.
Handoff given going up the middle, and this is Biggins with the carry, grad student from out of Bayview, California by way of Cal Poly. Will take it to the 32-yard line, gain of 15. That'll make it 1st and 10.
Once again, I love what Campbell's kind of come out with. They're just having a balanced approach. They're going to throw game, going run game, just to keep Elon honest. And they're taking advantage of just getting chunks of yards at a time.
Once again, give is to Biggins going up the middle. And the gain will be to the 30. Let's call it a gain of 2 on the play. Biggins now 3 carries for 15 yards.
And they're going with a pretty decent tempo. Obviously not the home run there, but they're just trying to wear down this defense. And hopefully someone has a mental lapse that opens up a play action opportunity down the field, or someone's not aligned where they should be if they go throw game, and Chandler can use his legs to get to the end zone.
You mentioned legs. 9 of the 17 rushing opportunities belong to Chandler. Zone read this time. Coming into your living room, and the Phoenix read it well. Salem, New Jersey, Josh Johnson there to make the opening stop for Tony Trisciani and Devontae Edwards.
I mean, looking at the large size of Josh Johnson, can see more. They did an outstanding job there, but then also looking at Ish Atkins and then looking at Asher Cunningham. That's getting to the ball, getting tackling, making sure the cavalry's there, and getting him down, because one thing is, once again, we've seen it all season with the Phoenix. If it's just one person in arm tackle, that's been broken pretty easily, and that leads to big gains. So now 3rd and long here where the Phoenix want to be, but they have to be careful where their rush lines.
Campbell's 3 for 7 on 3rd down opportunities. Chandler will just simply airmail one into the near sideline. Intended receiver is Randall King, but it'll bring up a 4th down opportunity, and down 20. I don't think there's any hesitation by Braxton Harris here to dial up going for it on 4th down.
I mean, that's what you want to see from an Elon defense. You want to make sure that Chandler's kind of off his block and throwing like an off-balance throw. That's a tough throw to make. So great job, great pressure there by Ish Atkins to kind of create a little bit of a lack of comfort. But the Phoenix got to be careful here, because there's going to be one-on-one matchups at the end, especially looking at Sinquavius. Also Brooks, been looking at Jonathan Robinson. They have to play to their technique, because this could just be a throw-up to let those guys try to make a big play.
Brown's got single coverage at the top of your screen. Chandler forced out of the pocket. Flush coming to the near side. He'll dump it down, trying to complete it going down the sideline. Wisniewski and Wilkins, the intended receivers, and knocked away on downs. It'll send us to the media timeout. Phoenix hold after the opening touchdown to begin the final 30 minutes. Elon leads by 20.
Dear Triad, we see you driving by us every day, whether off to work or ready to play, heading over to a beautiful park, just in time for a fun family walk, or windows open, zipping around for quick bite with friends right downtown. Your Toyota takes you most everywhere, and we ensure you get there with the utmost of care. Oh Triad, we sure love you dearly. Yours, most sincerely, Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try.
Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancecc.edu to learn more.
Almost 8 yards per play for the Phoenix on the afternoon, includes almost 4 yards per snap on the ground. I think that would make the former offensive lineman and 1985 graduate of Elon University awfully proud, as earlier this week, Elon football named the offensive line coach role as the Clay Hazard assistant football coach for Elon football in the offensive line. A guy who graduated from Elon and also spent over 30 years on the athletic administration side. Down to the Elon sideline we go, and Hannah, you and I both had an opportunity to visit with the 6th-year head coach for the Phoenix in his second stint at Elon. And Coach Hazard meant a great deal to a lot of people.
Yeah, Taylor. Alex Stadler becomes the first individual to hold the title of the Clay Hazard Assistant Coach / Offensive Line in his second year at Elon. And Clay Hazard did mean a lot to this program and to head coach Tony Trisciani. Hazard spent 38 years working in the Elon Department of Athletics before passing away in February of this year at the age of 62. Hazard was an Elon graduate and former offensive lineman, but importantly, he was a mentor for Coach Trisciani when he first got to Elon in 2006, and then 10 years later.
And a thank is Chandler Brayboy, the long catch coming to the near sideline before JoJo Pace can get to him. Back to the sideline, and here's Hannah.
Yeah, Taylor, Coach was just talking to me a little bit more about how he's always known how to do everything and really appreciated how much he helped him mature and grow as a young coach, but hates that he didn't get the chance to spend his retirement with his family when he was invested so much of the life to this game, but just an amazing way to honor his legacy as a Phoenix, guys.
Hannah, thanks so much. Matthew down at incomplete. Chandler Brayboy, who is having some sort of afternoon, 7 catches for 183 yards and 2 touchdowns. The intended receiver after making the long grab on the previous snap for 43 yards. You and I have talked about it before.
Yep.
Clay Hazard's one of those pillars in the foundation of what this university is.
Absolutely. As a student athlete here, love the moments that I have with Clay Hazard. I always laughed watching him get out of his small black GL Metro, and every time I saw him get out of that car, we shared a laugh with each other. And he always just loved to talk ball and just talk about Elon as well. And it's just, thinking of his impact that he left for how long he was here, not only as a student athlete, but as an administrator. It's going to be something felt. So to honor him in this way is something that is it's absolutely worthwhile. It's something he's earned, and I hope the family feels that they are supported by this athletic department because he meant so much to so many people.
Rashawn Baker, a gain of 6. It'll make it 3rd down and 4. Baker now 17 carries for 65 yards on the afternoon. Phoenix, who have just simply taken the 4th down miscue by the Camels and matriculated it down the field on the ensuing drive inside the red zone, looking for a third down conversion on the afternoon. Downing, he'll zip one to the end zone. It is incomplete. Intended receiver is Dieke, and ball is knocked away. In coverage is Brandon Guzman, 5th-year senior from out of Pasadena.
I'm not necessarily mad at the no call in that type of situation, especially from a crew like we mentioned pregame does not call a lot of penalties.
Right.
So I think trying to put them in that situation is a tough ask because it has to be something that's absolutely blatant. But I think it's you got down here great players. A big play to just looking at what has been going on for Brayboy, 7 catches, 183. But you get your freshman kicker another opportunity to extend his range and put points on the board.
Snap, spot. Burns trying to add a second one to the list and does. 28 earlier, and he'll tack one on here and will send us to the timeout. Timeout on the field. Phoenix have moved the advantage to 23 on Homecoming 2024. This is Elon Football.
Alamance Community College invites you to step through our doors into a world of opportunity. It's the perfect place to find your key to success. Earn a 2-year degree at ACC through hands-on training in more than 40 careers. Go to the head of the class in today's technology-driven workplace. Want a 4-year degree? ACC can help you start your BA through university transfer. Earn your first 2 years of credits at a fraction of the cost. Click on alamancecc.edu to learn more. At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing Modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the Modern difference.
Everybody having a double kind of day. 6 plays, 56 yards, a minute 40 off the clock. Phoenix take the 4th down miss by Campbell, turn it into points. Luke Barnes with his 2nd field goal of the afternoon. Baker's got a couple of rushing touchdowns. Brayboy's got a couple of receiving touchdowns. You see the logo on the screen. Thinking about finding your no home? Then look no further than the newest property. 10-minute drive to campus, Hawthorne at Brightwood Farm, located Highway 70, the life you deserve, and a place to live it. Great to have our friends at Hawthorne at Brightwood Farm with us this afternoon inside the stadium as part of Homecoming 2024. Folks at Food Lion in the Ingold lot and the tailgate areas before the ball game, along with the folks from Alpaca Chicken as well. Great to have a great homecoming crowd in attendance on what has been a fantastic afternoon, as once again Wilkins trying to stutter step away from traffic, and the Phoenix do a good job that time in pursuit and get the tackle. And a guy whose name, we haven't called all year, as a blocked punt to his credit this afternoon, and now Brendan Davis has got a tackle on special teams.
Once again, when your number's called, you got to go and show your absolute best and not necessarily try to do everything, but do what you're capable of doing, and Brendan Davis has done that so far today. He's going to be able to be proud of his performance. A lot of good ball, still left to play, but he's someone who's getting the opportunity due to the injuries, and he's making the most of it. And that's what Coach Austin, Coach Edwards, Coach Fulmer, and Coach Trisciani want out of this group, especially today.
Chandler will flip it out. Ball is dropped. Intended receiver will simply bang the ground, and that's Randall King.
Just a quick pass there, trying to make a lot of things happen. Saw the DB running full speed and trying to corral it. So, drop there. He knows better. He has to catch that and try to make a play with his feet. But 2nd and 10 here for the Campbell Camels.
Chandler 13 for 26 on the afternoon, just 232 and a couple of touchdowns. He'll keep it himself this time on the zone read, and gain of a couple to the 27-yard line. That'll make it 3rd down and 8.
Once again, I've been so impressed with Kasim Moore and Josh Johnson and their ability as big defensive ends to try to corral a speed quarterback here like we're seeing with Chandler. And they're doing such a great job of at least trying to create a little contact and allowing for the rest of the players to kind of create the tackle. So that's another play that could have been a big play, but got slowed down due to the contact made by Johnson.
Former Lamar quarterback Mike Chandler, the long look over to the far sideline. Straight drop, he'll flip one out. Sincere Brown catches in a crowd and then almost got away from the Phoenix. If not for Tony Hart grabbing the shoe top, Sincere Brown's got an opportunity to convert the 3rd down, and instead it'll be 4th and 5. It is very easy to tell why the folks in Bowie's Creek are so high on the former USF Bull.
Absolutely, but you know, TD, I'm going to give a lot of credit to this Elon defense, especially some of these faces that we have not seen a lot this season, and they've done a good job of kind of rallying. Obviously, in those one-on-one matchups, the big plays where Campbell's been able to score, they've maximized there. But especially a lot of the new cats, especially at the linebacker position, they've played some good ball, some good defense today, so that's something to be proud of. But Campbell's going to continue to try to get their playmakers an opportunity to put points on the board.
Jack Brady will boot it away, a spiraling kick. Bryson Scott will take it at the 35, and will simply be knocked down. And so that's where the Phoenix will begin. First down and 10 from their own 35-yard line.
So looking at this right now with the Elon offense, right, you got a 23-point lead. The thing about it, and I expect, especially with Coach Fulmer and how rough it's been at moments for this offense, they're going to continue to do what they do. They're going to continue to probably go full steam ahead and just really work their offense to the capability that they've wanted all season. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the playbook still being wide open, just try to take advantage of matchups that they have.
Down to the sideline we go. Hannah Brady alongside, and Hannah, number 4, is moved up the chart this afternoon in terms of receiving yards and touchdowns.
Yeah, Taylor, not only does Chandler Brayboy have a passion for football, but he also has a passion for nursing. He already graduated from Elon with his nursing degree, and when he was in high school, his grandpa was getting older and had something going on medically that the doctors couldn't figure out. He was taking a health science class at the time, going over Parkinson's disease, and actually told his grandpa to kind of throw that out there to see if they could get that tested, and sure enough, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and he said that it just made him feel like a superhero, and says that it's his duty on earth to help one another, and just feels like that's one way he can do it. So just a really great example of what it means to be both an athlete and a student in the classroom, guys.
Hannah, thanks so much. Gain of 4 on the play. That'll make it second down and 6. You and I talk about this often. There's guys that show up on campus that are freshmen in every sense of the word. Chandler Brayboy, the growth off the field during his time here, maybe even more impressive than being a top 5 guy in terms of yards and touchdowns.
TD. I'll miss opportunity there, but I would say this, you know, Chandler Brayboy as a nursing major is something that is prominent, but I'll let us get the call first and come back to it.
As Hardy cannot bring it in, but penalty flag thrown in the defensive backfield.
Defense, number 6, 10-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Brandon Guzman, who's been involved in a couple of different scrape-ups this afternoon, finally whistled for an infraction. And the 15-yard penalty. And speak of the devil, when we mentioned the man from out of Pembroke's name, 7 catches for 183 and a couple of touchdowns, figure Guzman may want to turn around and grab a little bit of the jersey just to make sure where he is.
7 catches, 183. You're going to try to slow him down as much as you can. But that's been Brayboy's having a great day, and they know he's rolling, so they're trying to minimize his impact in the second half.
Snap, handoff, give it to Baker, and Rashawn's got a seam. Rashawn dancing past the would-be Campbell defender and simply drags another one inside the red zone. My goodness, he got to a spot and simply downshifted, and it is DeQuan Johnson, the former Duke Blue Devil, that keeps him from putting 6 on the board.
Absolutely great blocking by the offensive line. Dylan Magazoo coming, creating a seam for him to go. And then once again, Baker has shown, especially once he gets past the first line and he puts his foot in the ground, a little shimmy, gets to the outside, and he has that burst to make things happen. So Baker's taking advantage of his moments. That brings him over 118 rushes, 111 yards. Big day for Rashawn.
Phoenix, who had 20 red zone trips before the afternoon got started in the red zone for the 5th time on the day, looking to make it 5 for 5. This is Brayboy off of the jet sweep. He'll simply cut it upfield, and DeQuan Johnson will meet him at the 9 and yank him down at the line of scrimmage, so make it 2nd and goal.
I'll say it, I'm not the biggest fan. That's a scary play in that type of situation, but obviously the goal is to put the ball in the guy that's making everything happen right now, and that's number 4. So obviously you want to put him in that situation, but just really looking at kind of a jet sweep to the field, it's tough, especially in the red zone, considering how compact things are. But I get it, Chandler Brayboy's he's locked in right now, so obviously you want to put the ball in the playmaker's hands.
Brayboy in the slot to the bottom of your screen, along with Dieke. Hardy in motion across the formation. 2nd down, give us to Baker. Rashawn looking for a little bit of room. He'll lean into the 6. Gain of 3 on the play will make it 3rd and goal.
Well, looking at here, it's going to be about 3rd and 6, or I'm sorry, it's going to be from the 6-yard line, 3rd and goal from the 6. So looking at what the Phoenix are going to do necessarily, obviously they may go throw game and have a few crossing routes, or they may go one-on-one outside with DK, but even Jamarian Dalton, whose name we haven't said a lot today. So a lot of opportunities here for the Phoenix to try to put 6 on the board, but once again, with the 23-point lead is pretty comfortable. Even if you have to get 3 here, you know, another solid drive that potentially could lead in points is going to be a win for this offense.
Drive that started at 6:42 left in the quarter. Phoenix with a 3rd down and goal opportunity. Downing zips one out, pass caught. That's Magazoo. Is he in? Yes, sir. Touchdown, Dylan Magazoo, as Matthew Downing throws his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. My friend, I give you Dylan Magazoo.
Thank you so much, sir. 34 is my guy, and watching him get this moment as a high school quarterback, just continuing to work and work and work, and him getting his first college touchdown. I told him it was coming. I told him we were running out of opportunities. Let's do this at home and get this done today. Great to see him do this. Magazoo is having a great game. That's his 4th reception, 4th target, 31 yards and a touchdown. That's big for a guy that was just playing the quarterback position a couple years ago. So big TD for him.
Snap, spot, kick is away, and it is good. And we will keep it right here. Wade Jewelers scoring drive summary, 5 plays, 65 yards, 3 minutes and 7 seconds off the clock. Scoring drive summary presented by Wade Jewelers in Gibsonville and Southport on the coast. It's time to hashtag get engaged by Wade's, wadesjewelers.com online. Phoenix with points on 5 consecutive drives. This may be the first time this has happened since 2019 on a September Saturday night in Richmond.
Yep.
When Elon almost ran the Spiders out of the building. And the Phoenix have taken a lead to a 30-point margin as they go in search of league win number 2 on the season.
Yeah, and TD, a lot of credit to this Elon team, right? Because even Hampton, battered, bruised, another loss, pretty much knowing that any potential opportunity for something big to happen, not, but they're continuing to fight, and they're playing some good football here today.
And once again, V.J. Wilkins will put his head down, unable to get to the 25, and that's been part of the Campbell issue this afternoon, is the Phoenix have been really good in terms of the special team side and kick return, and only now Tony Hart banged up following the kickoff return by Wilkins, and Phoenix medical staff as well as the head coach and Tony Trisciani out for a quick visit. See if we can get a look here at the replay.
I think Tony just landed when he went for the tackle there. His arm was extended, just kind of, awkwardly fell into the turf there. So I'm not sure if it's going to be a shoulder or a head injury, considering how he went. Hopefully it's not. But just looking at that, that's tough in that type of situation, especially going full steam ahead. So hopefully everything's going to be okay there. Medical staff is with them, checking on them at the moment.
By the way, folks that are in attendance this afternoon for Homecoming 2024, they'll have an opportunity to take home their Moe's coupon. Is Moe's Southwest Grill with us for another season? Remember, the first Elon touchdown any home game inside Rhodes, a Moe's touchdown. Be sure to get your buy one, get one free coupon when you leave Rhodes Stadium after another Elon victory. And Phoenix gathered on the sideline, and good news, it appears they've gotten Tony Hart up to a seated position, and now have him standing, and young man will walk off the field under his own power, which is always the best news that one could hope for. But Campbell will have it first down and 10 from their own 23 to begin the drive.
I mean, TD, especially going back on defense, I do want to give a lot of credit to the Elon offense so far today. I mean, Downing 16 for 23, 251, 3 touchdowns. Rashawn Baker 19 rushes, 114 yards, 2 touchdowns. Chandler Brayboy 8 catches, 183, 2 touchdowns. Like, this is the Elon offense that's the capability has been there all season, but guess what? You just appreciate it right now, and you're seeing your players make plays, especially with how beat up they are on both sides of the ball. It's been a pretty impressive performance thus far.
By my count, 4th different time a back's gone over 100 on the season. Rashawn Baker does it for his first time TJ had done it for 3 games on the year. Randall King will make the grab, by the way. That's at the 29-yard line, so make it 2nd down and 4.
And also, a lot of credit to this defense. Obviously, you know, if you look at the yardage, Campbell has 325, and especially considering, you know, Chandler's had a good day throwing the ball. And the one-on-one plays that they've won, that's what's really helped them. But the Phoenix have been pretty stout for the most part outside of that.
King trying to climb the ladder, cannot get there. He and Jonathan Robinson tangled up, and it'll be 3rd down and 4.
Once again, we're talking quick drives here for the Campbell offense. I don't think they want to put their defense back on the field, especially with how this offense from the Phoenix have been rolling. So they need to find a way to extend the sticks and keep this drive going.
Well, now Brennan Davis going to get a look at the defensive backfield as the Phoenix changing things out, going to the speed package. Chandler looking, pressure coming, flips it out. Pass is caught by Randall King. That'll be enough for the 1st down. Needed 4 and winds up with 6. So make it 1st and 10 from the 35 with 2:46 left to play in the quarter.
I guarantee you Brennan Davis probably looked at Coach like he was mildly insane when he said to go run in there for that situation, but you just go and you figure it out once you get out there and talk to the guys. But 1st down by Campbell, and it was needed and very necessary to keep their defense off the field.
Chandler looking, he will uncork, got a guy out there. It's Randall King inside the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, touchdown. A 2nd big touchdown throw and catch. Chandler to King on the afternoon. And just like that, Campbell puts a 3rd touchdown on the board. And is an extra point shy of cutting it to a 23-point Phoenix margin.
I mean, that's a bust, and even if it's not a bust, it's a mismatch. You have Asher Cunningham, a linebacker, on a very skilled receiver, and looking at King, and King has already made a few big plays today. I mean, that's just an easy pitch and catch with the lack of pass rush in that situation. So Phoenix are up big, but that's not something you want to see from a defensive standpoint.
Snap, spot, kick is away, and it is good. And with 2:19 left to play in the 3rd quarter, we will keep it right here. Wade Jewelers scoring drive summary for a play, 77 yards and a 1:10 off the clock. Elon still comfortably in front, 43-20. Quick update on the men's soccer front. Neil Payne Ball Club, the Phoenix women find a victory Thursday against the College of Charleston to advance in the CAA women's soccer tournament.
Yes, sir.
Tonight in Bowie's Creek, Mark Reeves and the Phoenix men's program play for the outright regular season title.
Yep.
They know that either a tie or a win, they'll host at Rudd Field for the conference tournament. But as the guy who played on a ball club that was awfully successful in '09 will tell you, outright's better than sharing anything, right?
Absolutely, you don't want to share anything. And a lot of credit. Nobody wants to share. But so much credit to Coach Payne and Coach Reeves, considering last year and how tough it was for both programs, not necessarily meeting their expectations, and just stepping into this year and just playing some high-quality soccer and watching them both compete for championships. That's where the Elon soccer standard has been, and it's good to see them back there. So good opportunity for the men tonight.
By the way, Randall King has got 107 yards and touchdown catches as Brayboy trying to get it back, and may very well cross the midfield stripe. Chandler is run out of bounds inside the Campbell 40-yard line, and it is the kicker, Riley Sullivan, that gets the hand on him. If not, boy, I tell you what, he's been close to making you Nostradamus here the last two.
Once again, it's just the patience. Just the patience. He could easily break out of any of those and try to create it. Now, I know he's going to be pretty mad there at Dan Frederick and not getting that last block because the kicker got him. But once again, we're just seeing the side of number 4 today that, you know, it's been a rough season for him by a lot of standards, not hitting his expectation. But today that young man came to play, and he is playing at a very, very high level, not only as a receiver, but in the return game. He is showing his value to this team, and he's just leading by expectation. He's doing a great job.
Phoenix with 3:94 on the afternoon in total offense. Down in, play fake to Baker. He'll load and fire. Got a guy out there. And Dieke will simply overthrow. Onumwa was in double coverage. Malik Willis and JoJo Pace in coverage in the defensive backfield, pal.
I mean, I'm telling you right now, just considering that kick return, I think that takes Chandler over 309 yards of all-purpose yards today. I think 13 rush, 183 receiving, and 113 on kick returns. Young man ate his Wheaties this morning. He come to play.
Downing. One wide receiver to the bottom of your screen. Snap, handoff, given to Baker. Rashawn just simply puts his head down, and the guy who's got a couple of rushing touchdowns on the afternoon just bulls his way forward for maybe a yard on the play. Well, they're actually going to say stopped at the line of scrimmage, so 2nd and 10 at the 33.
I mean, once again, that's just the Campbell defensive line has not done terribly, specifically talking about stopping the things in the middle. They've taken advantage outside, or Elon's taken advantage outside of the guards, but realistically between the guards, the Campbell defensive line has done or defensive front has done a pretty decent job. But for the Phoenix, they want to continue to run within their offensive scheme. They don't want to be in 3rd and long like they are, but conversion here would be great.
Phoenix on the afternoon, 3 for 9 and 3rd downs. Downing looking, now escapes. Matthew will tuck it and go. 30, 25, 20-yard line. He'll simply slide down and get the first. Needs 10, rings up lucky 13 for the 4th 3rd down of the afternoon.
I think one of my favorite things there about Matthew is that he could have panicked, he could have forced it, trusted his feet, got outside of the pocket, saw an opening, cut back in, found the 1st down marker, and then got down. That is what helped. His legs has been such an asset to him in his time here. And utilization there, rather than kind of panicking about all the, nonsense around him and getting the 1st down for the Phoenix.
There's moments that it's schoolyard-like, isn't it?
Absolutely, for sure.
Baker working off of the left hip in the backfield. Play action, Downing now once again will tuck it and go, and this time simply slides forward, takes the hit. Jalen Brooks, the former Tar Heel from out of Nightingale, comes up to make the stop. They're actually going to rule it a yard, maybe 2. I don't know if they're going to give him the sack. If they do, it'll be the 2nd that have been given up by the Phoenix, but it'll also send us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Phoenix at one point put 20 straight on the board and grow the lead to as many as 30 in the 3rd period. It sits at 23. Phoenix have doubled up the visitors from Bowie's Creek as we send you to the final 15 minutes of Homecoming 2024. This is Elon Football from My 48 and Elon Sports Vision.
Hampton Farms peanuts, roasted with delicious flavor inside the shell. Available in salted, unsalted, and Cajun hot in the produce section of a grocery store near you. Shell yeah.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
Dear Triad, we see you driving by us every day, whether off to work or ready to play, heading over to a beautiful park, just in time for a fun family walk, or windows open, zipping around for quick bite with friends right downtown. Your Toyota takes you most everywhere, and we ensure you get there with the utmost of care. Oh, Triad, we sure love you dearly. Yours, most sincerely, Cox Toyota. Before you buy, give Cox a try.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly, McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli.
Hampton Farms peanuts, roasted with delicious flavor inside the shell. Available in salted, unsalted, and Cajun hot in the produce section of a grocery store near you. Shell yeah.
Start of the fourth quarter in the Phoenix. Rashawn Baker's third touchdown of the afternoon. And Elon finds their way to their sixth touchdown of the day. And an opportunity to add the extra point and run it to an even 50 as the Phoenix cap off 5 plays and 33 yards following the Brave Boy kick return. Luke Barnes on for the point after Yerk to hold and Hoffman to snap.
Once again, just being patient on the run, looking at Carlos Moore, who pulled around, sealed him off. Easy touchdown there.
Snap, spot, kick is away, and the Phoenix move it to a 30-point advantage for the second time on the afternoon. Down to the sidelines we go, and Hannah, the national leader in punt average, hasn't had a busy afternoon with regards to that, but he's had a busy afternoon being the holder to Luke Barnes, who so far has been perfect.
Wait, yeah, guys, Jeff Yerk earned the honor of the CAA Special Teams Player of the Week, but has had an interesting journey to get to this point. He started in 2021 as a freshman here at Elon and then decided to transfer in 2023 to Pittsburgh. This past fall, right before fall camp, he approached head coach Tony Trisciani, expressing that he wanted to come back. At the time, the Phoenix had Kyle Romanek on scholarship, and the two had talked about Yerk having a conversation in the bye week and joining the team in the winter. Working hard in spring camp, Yerk earned back his scholarship, and his determination had paid off. Coach Trisciani told me that he's a better version of himself now, having that experience. He's more mature, has an explosive leg, but still working on his hang time, guys.
Hannah, thanks so much. 6 consecutive scoring drives for the Phoenix. And Jake Marion will boot it away, and for the first time all afternoon, Campbell will simply call for the fair catch. And so the Campbells will put it in play. First down and 10 at the 25. I think everybody knows the Jeff Yerk story by now.
Yep.
You and I, though, have been around him. You and I have spent time around Coach Alston, Coach Dahl, and Coach Trisciani as well. I hear these words: mature, development, and focused.
I mean, I think Jeff Yerk, just watching his journey, I mean, going to Pitt and things not working out, he had to do a lot of internal reflection, not being around any team, and he had to do a lot of himself. I'll tell you, driving on this campus, you saw Jeff Yerk a lot on the practice field working on his craft, and I think that's what you're seeing here today, someone that he understands how much it means, and he's putting in the work.
Handoff given to Mark Biggins. Biggins will find his way to the 28-yard line in a gain of 3.
I mean, TD, continue on Jeff Yerk a little bit.
Yep.
A lot of credit to Coach Tony Trisciani on allowing him the opportunity to come back in those type of moments, especially considering, a lot of coaches in today's era, once you leave, you kind of leave. And him, knowing what he brings to the table and keeping him around is something that's paid off for the Phoenix, especially this season.
Chandler, the long look over to the Campbell sideline, now ready to go. Handoff given going up the middle to Biggins. And Biggins will find his way to the 31-yard line. That's another gain of 3. Let's call it third down and 4.
So looking here for the Phoenix, I mean, just looking at some of the lineup, there's some new faces in there. There's some familiar names, obviously. Just looking at Kaden Martinez and looking at John Seaton in. These are young men who are getting an opportunity to kind of, get their hands dirty a little bit, make a play here, and get the ball back to their offense.
Ethan Grace in at one of the defensive ends, and Kamari Brown at the other. You would figure the afternoon done for Moore and Johnson. Chandler unloads, pass caught. That's King. Randall King will get bumped out of bounds. Let's wait and see. At the 42-yard line as Ishmael Atkins simply lets King get around him. That'll draw the ire of the defensive coordinator in Devontae Edwards. As it'll be a 1st and 10 for Campbell at their own 42.
I mean, even though it has not worked out, they've scored 20 points. I've been very impressed with both King and Brown and their ability to win the one-on-one matchups. But then as soon as they get the ball in the hands, just making a play and getting north. Both young men, 5 catches, 119 for King, 118 for Brown. They're just making plays with their legs and trying to keep their team in it.
Chandler on the afternoon, 18 for 32, make him 19 for 33. He'll flip one out, pass is caught. That's King making the catch, and Ishmael Atkins will simply run him out of bounds. Gain gain on the play will be to the 49-yard line, gain of 7, making 2nd and 3.
Once again, just nothing, not a home run there, just allowing for the athletes to make plays, quick string to the side, and working north. So that's absolutely, that's a 7-8 yard gain. That's a big chunk. That really helps this offense. So once again, haven't put Chandler in positions where he's had to make the home run, but just allowing for the playmakers to get a little bit of space and opportunity to use their athleticism and extend the sticks.
Chandler zips one out, pass caught. Once again, it is Randall King who comes up with the catch. Phoenix were top priority in stopping Sincere Brown. They have done that for most of the way, 5 for 118. We really don't think of those as stopping somebody numbers, but King has been the thorn in the side, 7 for 145 and 2 touchdowns on the afternoon. Snap, handoff, given going up the middle. This is Biggins, across the 40 and down to the 39-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. That'll make it 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, TD, I don't think they're going to be upset when Campbell kind of looks at the film. Obviously, there's a few plays that Chandler wishes he can have back, but 20 for 34, 338, 3 touchdowns. That's not a bad day at the office. There are many worse days, but I think they know there's a few opportunities offensively where they could have, they made a few errors in execution that they would wish they can have back. But realistically, you can't say Chandler didn't bring his lunch pail to the office today. He's tried to keep his team in it, and realistically, not just with his legs where he's the highest rusher on the team, but just with his arm. He's thrown some tremendous passes here to his wide receiver tandem that's been strong.
Receiver in motion is Brown, coming to the bottom of your screen. Snap, handoff is given to Cowan, and J.J. Cowan, who ran it for 74 yards last week, will find his way forward for a gain of a yard, so make it 3rd down and 5.
And just looking at the interior line right now, looking at Chuck Nato specifically, kind of just allowing themselves to kind of lock it down in that situation. Also, Brandon Smiley, just getting dirty, shedding blocks there to allow for minimal gain, and that's something that the Phoenix have done pretty well today. But with the 3rd down here, maybe 2 down territory, depending on how they're feeling, there's a good chance to try to make a big play and maybe even get a sack, get Chandler off of his block, and make a play in the backfield.
Phoenix have 1 Food Line feed sack on the afternoon. Snap, handoff, given going up the middle. That's Cowan, who will once again find his way to the 1st down marker. Should be enough, and indeed it will. Needed 5, gets 5. So let's call it 1st down and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Just continuing to run. I mean, once again, they're trying in this game in their offense, not trying to do the big plays, but a great cutback there. Great swim move there by Chuck Nato. Just big play.
Chandler looking to throw it deep. Randall King out there, and Sinquavius also. Brooks knocks it away. So make it 2nd down and 10.
Yep, one-on-one matchup there against Sinquavius, also Brooks. Great job by Sinquavius by not panicking, kind of really focusing on the eyes of the DB and just playing the ball. That's what he has to do in those situations. He was step for step with them. One thing Sinquavius absolutely has is speed. He can stay with any wide receiver in this conference, but it's just sometimes the physicality. That's what he's been working on, and you can see his growth throughout the season. So big play, great play there by 2.
Snap, handoff is given to Cowan. He will be put down at the 31. Gain of 2 on the play will make it 3rd and 8. Just in case you're wondering, Phoenix crossed the 50-point marker at home for the 2nd time in as many years. Senior Day in Hampton last year.
Yep.
But in a series that saw the first 2 meetings in Bowie's Creek decided by a grand total of 5 points. Elon appears on their way to winning a 4th straight November home game and a 2nd game on the year in conference play. Handoff given to Cowan. Cowan inside the red zone, and another 3rd down conversion opportunity. Campbell is now 7 for 13 on the afternoon and 3rd down opportunities. There's good things about this evening, and there's certain things to learn from.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a 50-20 game. I think at this point, Elon just wanted to win at home. We haven't won at home in a while. But in that situation, there's always an area to grow, right? And I can't wait to talk to Coach Trisciani after the game, because he's going to mention just areas that they can be better. But I think just considering how many new faces are playing a really prominent role today, and just the effort and execution, but also the energy of this team, it was just in a different place. And I think it's just something he'll be proud of.
Chandler trying to zip one downstairs on the screen to Sincere Brown and simply skips it to him. There's Lowry working overtime against Freddie Pelling, the left tackle. Pelling's the most interesting story. We've told you throughout the afternoon there's a lot of guys who maybe found a spot here or a spot there on their academic pursuits before finding their way to Bowie's Creek.
Yep.
Freddie Pelling has gotten frequent flyer miles and overload in his journey. Chandler trying to zip one out to Brown, and it is knocked away. It will be 3rd down and 10.
I'll tell you right now, if we saw Pelling in a couple of months playing in Shar, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, 6'9", 300, put him in the paint, get a few boards. That's a very large young man out there, but his feet have been pretty good as well, especially considering with some of the speed and power he's going against. We can see more in Josh Johnson. He's holding his own out there, especially as a tall individual, and not 300. He wears it well, but he's had some battles today with the Elon D-line.
Chandler flips it down, pass caught. Sincere Brown trying to elude the would-be tackler and cannot get away as the stop is made. Bryson Scott, the defensive back, comes up to make the tackle. All right, the Pelling story is this. A native of Bedfordshire, England.
Yes.
He comes to Bowie's Creek after a stint on the Big Island
yes.
as a warrior for Hawaii.
I just want to talk to the young man. I mean,
I just want to spend time. That's exactly right.
It's not even Bowie's Creek. I mean, just coming to North Carolina.
Yep.
That experience.
Chandler rolls it out. He'll flip it to Sincere Brown on 4th down. Is Brown in? Yes, he is. A touchdown catch by Sincere Brown. Campbell is now 8 for 16 on the afternoon in conversion downs. And Sincere Brown and Randall King have been the highlights as Brown with his 2nd touchdown reception of the afternoon, and the point after pending for Linton.
TD has been a two-man show at the receiving core. 7 receptions for King, 7 for Brown, 145, 135, both with 2 touchdowns. And Chandler,
ruling on the field of a touchdown is under further review.
And so you hear the voice of the referee, Henry Wimberg.
Yeah.
As Kyrie told you earlier in the second half, we've not heard from Mr. Wimberg enough as much as some of his other counterparts throughout the year. And by the way, it's also a clear referee mic, so our thanks to our people on the technical side, as appears they've gotten that sorted out, but Henry Wimberg will have a moment and opportunity to go take a look at the camera angle that we're seeing with Elon Sports Vision.
Yeah, I mean, TD, I'll tell you the reason that's where I'm at. But I'll also say, one thing I will never be mad at is the review process. I know some people say that, it interrupts the flow of the game and slows it down, but you want to get it right. And I think in moments where, even though this is a 50-20 game, you still want to get the call right. You want to make sure there's no stone unturned. And I think there's been some moments where we haven't went to review, and I think a review would have just kind of left a lot of ease at the mind. But in order to do that, just kind of make sure if it's a touchdown, it's a touchdown. If not, we're going 1st down for Campbell there in that situation. But once again, just extremely, extremely impressed with the connections between Chandler, King, and Brown today. They've been a tough duo. I mean, 22 receptions overall for the Campbell offense, but 14 from King and Brown, and they made some plays today.
Here's the only thing that I'll tell you. First off, the ruling on the field is a touchdown. Let's remember that as we start this process. Henry Wimberg says he's ready to go.
Yep.
I don't know if there's enough to change.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
And I'll go back and say this. I'm also not sure, based on a play in the opening half, when Chandler's given the 1st down by extending the football, I'm not quite sure you can then look at Brown, who caps a 15-play, 75-yard wage jeweler scoring drive. But I'm not quite sure you can look at Brown trying to move the football over the pylon and not define that as the same thing.
I'm with the TD. I mean, like you said, I'm just happy that the mic was nice, loud, crisp sound. He sounded good in that moment.
Sincere Brown with his 2nd score. Snap, spot, kick is away, and it is good. What a 2-week run for the fifth-year senior from out of the Palmetto Low Country. 12 catches, 285 yards, and 4 touchdowns. But the Phoenix in front 23. Back we come to close out homecoming. This is Elon Football.
Hampton Farms peanuts, roasted with delicious flavor inside the shell. Available in salted, unsalted, and Cajun hot in the produce section of a grocery store near you. Shell, yeah.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the modern difference.
Hampton Farms peanuts, roasted with delicious flavor inside the shell. Available in salted, unsalted, and Cajun hot in the produce section of a grocery store near you. Shell, yeah.
We all have our own way of getting business done. You know how to wow them. We know how to help turn your big ideas into reality.
Loved your plan to expand the business. Here's what I can do.
Atlantic Union Bank. Any way you bank.
50-27 Elon in front with Kyrie Walker and Hannah Brady. I'm Taylor Durham. Quick reminder, we're with you one more time this season with our friends at My 48. We'll see you November 16th for Senior Day. The Maine Black Bears in town. The traditional 2 p.m. kick. Phoenix with 2 of the final 3 on the road. And in fact, you'll get an opportunity to see the Phoenix twice on My 48. Not only Senior Day here at Rhodes Stadium, but the following Saturday, North Carolina A&T and Elon. My 48 will have the video broadcast. It will not be our crew within regards to Truist Stadium. Dr. Walker and I'll see you that afternoon on the Varsity Network app. Campbell's got an interesting final 3 games, and Braxton Harris trying to sort of set the table for what's to come as Cody Hardy, the fair catch, will bring it in. And they will begin things at the 25-yard line. Richmond at Delaware in Towson. And as we told you earlier, afternoon got started with 2 remaining unbeatens in league play in the Spiders and the Rhode Island Rams.
Yeah, I think Campbell's going to have an opportunity. Obviously, it's going to be a tough one today. But, when they're locked in, especially with the ability that they have to run the ball with 2 receivers that can dominate, they can give anybody trouble in this conference if they're not playing on their A game. And so I think I look at that Richmond game in Bowie's Creek. Could be a trap game for the Spiders if they're not careful.
Matthew Downing will hand it off to Rashad Baker. And the Phoenix will simply begin the process of trying to wind the clock.
Don't hate that, TD.
By the way, we mentioned earlier 2 undefeateds. 1 has moved to 5-0. Rhode Island a winner 37-28 over Monmouth. Richmond in front by 8 with 2:15 left to play in Robbins against Towson, but the Tigers with the ball but face a 4th and 30 at their own 5. So we could be headed toward 2 ball clubs at 5-0 in league play with 3 left. Handoff given to Rashawn Baker. Baker will find a little bit of the seam across the 40 to the 42, 43-yard line. Gain of 15 on the play when 7 would have done. And now all of a sudden Phoenix blocking starting to be a factor up front.
I mean, the blocking was there, but that was Rashad mainly getting to the outside, and that was enough of a good grasp there by, I think it was Timothy Hogan, if I'm not mistaken, just allowing for Rashad to get to outside point and just running upfield. So that's an outstanding job of working toward the left for the offensive line and getting to the second level, but that's a lot of Rashad Baker utilizing his speed, hitting the corner, and getting north. So big play there for the Phoenix.
Clock continuing to run. Hannah Brady visits with the head coach at the conclusion of the ball game. Out of the shotgun, Downing, snap, handoff, given to Bumper, and Julian Bumper will take it into the middle of the the Campbell defense to the 47-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play will make it 2nd down and 6.
I mean, just looking at the run game for the Phoenix today, 30 rushes, 184 yards, average 6 rushes to carry. Obviously, a lot of that by Rashawn Baker and what he's been able to do today. But what a day for this offensive line. Also, keeping Downing absolutely clean was something that they absolutely needed to work on today, and they've done. So this is something that the Phoenix needed for sure, and it was good to see. I mean, they've only given up 1 sack today.
Yep.
The last time we said that, it's been a while. So good job by the guys up front and Coach Alex Stadler to really kind of make it happen for this offense today.
Handoff, give it a Bumper. Julian will find his way into Campbell territory at the 49-yard line. Gain on the play will be a 4. And as we said earlier, a congratulations also to the offensive line coach in being the first coach to carry the title of the Clay Hazard Assistant Football Coach for the Elon offensive line, and Alex Stadler. As the Phoenix on the afternoon now closing in on that ideal number, 200 and 200. 8 rushing yards away from a 200-yard rush day for the 2nd time in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. It's been a strong performance for this crew for sure.
3rd down and 2. Give us the Bumper. Julian's got the first and more. He'll take it to the 42-yard line. Gain of 7, and the clock will continue to move as it winds to almost 4.5 left.
I mean, TD, just really looking at the Phoenix and what this season has been. Once again, sitting there at the beginning of the season, a lot of people had some expectations, really high expectations in that locker room, and it hasn't been what they have expected. However, to see this team come out, especially after the tough loss at Hampton last week, and not just a tough loss because you lost the game, but from a physical standpoint, a lot of beating up bodies, and to get in here and just to roll in front of this homecoming crowd and just play with the level of energy and physicality that's been needing or very necessary for this crew. Been pretty impressive today, and also the performance of the offensive line, Downing, Baker, and also looking at Brayboy. It's been a solid day for you.
Handoff, give it to Julian Bumper. Bumper will find his way for a yard forward. You and I have spent a lot of time with the head coach, and you and I have spent a lot of time with the coordinators. You and I both began to kind of understand some things midweek. That this was a different week. This was a week of looking in and of reflection and everything else, and you kind of knew they would play well this afternoon.
Right.
I don't think you knew you'd get to a spot where they would put points on the board in 6 straight offensive drives and 8 drives total.
Well, TD, I think it just comes back to the fact that the matter is you're playing for pride, right? And, you know, can't think of postseason, can't think of a championship. You got to play for pride. And the fact of the matter for these seniors, these are going to be some of the last home games or last games that you have. So you got to make the most of it. And I think that kind of really inspired it and get them going. And I think that kind of sparked a lot of effort. But then also the big plays. The big plays made it really easy. Weefence was outstanding from a special team standpoint. Probably one of their best days we've seen. So when that happens, you know, you got to celebrate it and take advantage of it. And the Phoenix have today.
They never also had that moment, and you and I talked about this last Saturday, that you have a good moment, a good moment, a good moment, and then all of a sudden you have a moment that's not real good. And then you're just kind of a ball club that's looking around going, all right, when's the next shoe going to drop? They never had that moment this afternoon.
And once again, in a lot of the games we've called and a lot of the games we've seen with the Phoenix this year, there's always moments where they just simply beat themselves. And they just, you know, take the ball out of their hands, or they're making turnovers, they're making mistakes, or they're making a penalty to extend the drive. They're not playing the level of football or clean football that's expected with the AED mentality. And I think that's what's been frustrating for Coach Trisciani. However, today, we saw that. This is as close to a 4-quarter game, I would say a 4-quarter game, that we've seen, and we've just seen everyone kind of bring their best effort, so it's been great to see.
Phoenix are unable to grab the 3rd and 8 on that opportunity, but they'll run it to the 2-minute timeout with a 4th down and 6. We head to the final timeout of the afternoon. I would tell you Homecoming 2024 has been a rousing success. Rashawn Baker with 3 touchdown runs, Chandler Brayboy with 2 touchdown catches. Back to Road Stadium, this is Elon Football.
Some things in life are hard. Buying a car shouldn't be one of those things. And that's why more and more people are choosing modern Toyota in Winston-Salem. Modern makes it easy with over 900 new Toyotas to choose from. And you'll always get our lowest possible price. The friendly staff at Modern will help you choose the right Toyota for your needs. And our simplified paperwork makes it easy. We'll even deliver your new Toyota straight to your door. Get started today at moderntoyota.com.
Experience the modern difference.
At McGurk's Pub, you'll feel the Philadelphia brotherly love in the food and atmosphere. Home to the tidal wave and the best cheesesteak south of Philly. McGurk's also has a local craft beer selection that pairs perfectly with our delicious nachos. Bring your friends and family to McGurk's, the best eats and atmosphere in Eli.
Great medicine and world-class athletics come together at Duke. The Urbanic Sports Science Institute leads this collaboration in treating all sports-related issues from injuries to improving performance. We pride ourselves on offering the best clinical care for all athletes, all ages, and all skill levels. To learn more, visit dukehealth.org or call 919-813-6860.
One sack on the afternoon for the Phoenix. That means 16 for the season. And you know what that means. Food Lion Feeds has donated 16,000 meals to support the Second Harvest Food Bank right here in Alamance County. Food Lion, a proud partner of the Elon Phoenix. They'll donate up to 30,000 meals to the Second Harvest Food Bank this season. So keep cheering on the Sacks to give back.
I mean, you know, the sacks have been a big part of the game. Realistically, you know, the Phoenix, just the effort today, too. The defensive fronts has been beautiful. So once again, we get a Yerk moment here, and then with 2 minutes left, you're going to see a lot of fresh faces play defense and get their time to play here in Rose Stadium.
Yerk boots one away. This one is skied. I mean, absolutely brings rain. Hits inside the Campbell 20 and then backs up. And Josh Johnson will simply take it. And they will down it at the 27-yard line. That is not going to help the average. An 11-yard punt.
Oh, no.
But the number, Kyrie, that I gave you earlier this afternoon kind of underscores the run he's been on.
Yeah.
20 of 45. And I said that to you earlier this week.
Yeah.
And then you look at Jack Brady, who's averaging almost 42 per kick. Brady's got 3 of 35.
Yeah.
Yerk has hit absolute howitzers at every turn.
And he was just trying to sky that one as much as he could to get his defenders down there. Just didn't take the role he needed. But now we got the young bucks out there, and you can see the sideline get really hyped up.
Yep, as now in will stand Alfredo Sotelo, the redshirt freshman quarterback from out of Tucson, Arizona. As the afternoon draws to a close for Michael Chandler. Pretty good afternoon for the guy that got put into the spotlight duty after Masco with the injury last week. To the Aggies, Chandler will wind up 355 and 4 touchdowns. I mean, this has been a whale of an offensive show for both sides at different times. As the handoff given going straight up the middle, and the carry to Donovan Filford before the stop can be made. And as Kyrie said, right now, the most interested guys in the building, maybe the starting defensive group on the Phoenix sideline.
I mean, we're seeing our first view of Harry Peters getting out there, and he's getting his hands dirty a lot. So the guys are just absolutely glued for the last 35 seconds of this game, watching their guys that go to war with them, go to practice with them, go to film with them, getting their moments to get dirty and utilize that helmet a little bit. Just a lot of happiness for them. Caden Martinez as well, just getting these guys the opportunity to play in this game is something that means a lot.
Handoff given to Melvin Davis, and that will do it. As Davis will take it to the 35-yard line. He will wind up a couple of yards short. Campbell does not need to snap it, and they will not. In fact, Braxton Harris, the 40-year-old Texas native who played for his father Craig in high school, has already started the walk to midfield, where he will spend a few moments with the Phoenix head coach and Tony Trisciani as Elon gets the victory on the afternoon, moves to 3-6 and 2-3 in league play. Campbell falls to 3-6 and 1-4 in conference play. Phoenix hit 50 for the second consecutive year in a home game at Rhodes Stadium. In some ways, pal, off of Richmond last year, the Hampton win, this one kind of felt the same way with regards to the Phoenix and an opportunity to get right at certain points.
I'm just mentally preparing for a very loud sound that's coming our way here in a second. But at the same time, this is just something to be hyped up about because the Phoenix have had this has not been the place that we've become accustomed to. This has been a place where they've had some struggle with the home game. But today, 50 points on the board, a lot of playing time, just outstanding execution. The Phoenix playing to the level of capability that been expected all season, and seeing it today, watching them play 4 quarters of football was something that was nice. Watching the offensive coordinator with a big smile on his face, first time we've seen that in a while, it means good. Watching your teammates kind of get after it, a lot of great moments here for the Phoenix. Been a rough season for them, but getting that win, especially for the back half of the season, they can have the mentality of if we're not going, you're not going either, and they have an opportunity to really play some quality football going into a very interesting environment next week in Williamsburg.
Down to the field we go in Rhodes Stadium, and standing on the blocky at the 50 is Hannah Brady with the head coach Tony Trisciani. Hannah?
Well, Coach, the energy was different today in this team. Everyone could feel it. How did you set the tone before you guys stepped on the field today to get this one done?
Really, it was process driven, and I'm really proud of our staff and our players just for the way we've continued to come to work. And this game was won on the way we approached Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And really just so proud of the guys from the way they played from start to finish. We played all 60 minutes. It was all 3 phases. It was a great team win in front of our people on homecoming. So just really proud of all of our guys.
We got to talk about Chandler Brable. Career day for him. 2 touchdowns. How much of an asset was he for your offense today?
He's explosive, and he's doing it on offense. He's doing it on special teams, and props to that whole unit, that kickoff return unit, man. Best in the country right there.
Now, you couldn't script it any better today, a homecoming win. How special is this moment for you, the first win here at home this season?
It's so special, and for our players, everybody in our program, because it's been so hard. And so just the way that we've continued to fight and prepare, everybody in that building right there deserves this win. I'm so proud of all of them.
Well, enjoy this win, Coach. Congrats. Taylor.
Hannah, thanks so much. And as always, our thanks to the head coach of the Phoenix, Tony Trisciani, as Elon victorious 50-27. With Kyrie Walker, I'm Taylor Durham. Just a couple of quick notes to wrap up. I'm sitting here looking at some numbers. First 4 snaps, 3 and out defensively, and the Brayboy touchdown.
Yep. I'll tell you right now, this was the day that the Phoenix decided to come play a little bit of football. I mean, you've been working hard for this. You see it. But once again, TD, the message was the start. These guys came out. They played fast. They played physical. They played with purpose. And then being able to see that they had a great attitude, outstanding effort, played disciplined football from all phases of the game. But I think the special teams was the key. Just taking advantage of the opportunity, walking out of Rhodes for the first time in 2024 with a win. 200 yards rushing, 200 yards passing. It sums up the afternoon. Matthew Downing throws for 3 scores. Rashawn Baker runs for 3. Our thanks to Patrick Cunningham, our entire crew. With Kyrie Walker, Hannah Brady, I'm Taylor Durham. Good night.